Hello, y'all. Hey, baby.
Good evening.
She got a sexy voice on today.
Right.
Okay, so anyway, welcome to another episode of Melanated Thought, where we talk about things that affect the black community. I am Reggio.
And I am Mimi the lady.
And what a lovely lady she is.
From chicka wow wow.
This show today, y'all, is a show that I wanted to do last week, but we didn't because we had some issues with the doggy. So, but that's okay though. We do miss that big head dog. So, but anyway, this one is called The Death of Affirmative Action. Something everybody's been talking about, all week long?
Pretty much.
Yeah, so it's still fresh on our minds, and so it's still pretty much a fresh subject. I'll get it out in a minute. It's a fresh subject, so buckle up. This is going to be a good one. At any rate, like I always do, how was your week, dear?
It was pretty good. It was 4th of July, of course, and I don't know, whatever. Just a day off, but technically it went off because I work.
Yeah, she did.
And month end close, quarter close, not going to bed till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, the usual.
Yeah, the usual.
You know. But I am a little sad, and we took Winston home yesterday.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about, should we get a little doggy of our own?
Yeah. She's been.
Because at first I never thought, I had dogs when we were younger, but I wasn't the only kid in the house. So I just wasn't responsible for them. So.
Right.
Then I got a little, you get a little nice stuff, You think your dog will be gnawing on it and pissing on it. You're like, nah, I don't want a dog. But he wasn't bad at all. I mean, he pretty much killed my flowers. But
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a nice little companion to have here.
So.
Barking in the middle of the night, waking you up because he up. Get up.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you want me to get up because you up? And he'll start moaning and groaning until you get up. Then he'll just later like, okay, you up. Okay. I'm like, are you serious? But it was cool, though.
Yeah, it was. It
was really cool.
was. Yeah.
How was yours?
Typical work week, man. Typical work week. We're in the field of IT. It was just okay. I can't complain. So, you know how that goes. But anyway. So, I guess now we'll go ahead and get this music cranking. Hold on. Let me get this bumping real quick. Yeah. Hold on. Are you going in and out? Looks like it. Okay. Oh yeah, that's that beat right there, baby. Yeah. But anyway, before we get the show started, baby, what are your views on this whole thing about affirmative action?
Honestly, I'm saddened.
Yeah.
I have a story I'm gonna tell later on in the show, but I just feel like they trying to push us so far back into history. It's utterly pathetic. And like I said today, and we were preparing for the show.
Yeah.
If they trying to take us back to where my great grandmother came from, I'm not gonna make it. Cause even though I'm sweet and kind hearted, I don't put up with too much disrespect. Don't touch me. Don't look at me. I'm not gonna bow down to you. I'm not gonna not. When you walk into a room, I gotta look at the floor. I don't think I could.
Yeah,
Those
are those Jim Crow days. I don't think I can. For me, I don't think I could do that either. I'm just being honest with you.
Like my grandmother used to tell me, and to this day I still do it. She said, whenever you're on an elevator with someone or in a room with someone, and you walk in, they don't speak, you speak first. And I do that. I make it pretty. I say it loud. Good morning. I say it real nice and loud. It's up to you if you want to speak or not. That just show your ignorance. And then like if someone steps on the elevator, sometimes people look down and I still look up and like, hi, good morning. Like move my head in front of them. Or like when somebody walk, you sort of bow your head down when they walk. No, ma'am.
You know what?
No, sir.
That's something that my grandfather always told me. He told me, you look a man in the eye when you speak to him. And whenever you're out in public.
No, you're supposed to look down with a white person in the room.
Oh no no no
That's
no!
what
no.
my grandma told me. She said they was
I'm
taught
getting
to
to that.
look down.
I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. My grandfather always taught me to, you look a man in the eye when you're talking to him. Always hold your head up, and don't you ever bow down to a white person under no circumstances. Because he told me flat out that a white person can't do nothing to you that they haven't already done.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Why would we? That's why I said I know in my heart of heart.
Yeah.
And some of the values and moral codes and convictions my parents, grandparents, uncles, aunts, friends, things I've experienced in life, I don't think I can endure. I don't think, I mean, it'll probably have to be where they probably have to beat me every day because I know, a lot of y'all might not know, but some people think I have a fly mouth. I don't think I do, but some people think that.
She does.
And so I don't care what color you are. I just know what I feel that I'm just speaking my vice. Some people might think as being a smart ass, and that's not my intention at all. So what if I'm just speaking my vice and they think I'm getting smart? Here I am finna get whipped or put into like solitary confinement or something. But yeah, to answer your question, I'm really, really saddened because I don't know why a group of people can bring a lawsuit and it can change damn near the dynamics of something that was in this country for over 50 years.
Well,
overnight, just like that. I don't get that.
We'll get into detail about that later on.
I don't get it.
Because I got a lot to say about that episode. So yeah, we'll get into detail about it. So, that's something, to be honest with you, and you know this to be true yourself, they've been trying to take that off the books for the longest time.
So what I'm saying, in all these years, It's been voided, knocked off, pushback. But a couple of group of people, one group in particular.
Oh, we'll get into it.
And here we are.
Don't worry, we're going to get into it.
Yeah, I know. I said, if somebody can explain it to me, maybe I'll feel better. But right now, I feel saddened. I'm very saddened about it.
Oh, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
We'll definitely get into it. I can guarantee it.
What about you? How do you feel?
This is how I feel about the situation. I would be the first to tell anybody that I benefited from affirmative action. Because I did.
Me too. In a roundabout way, yeah.
But to be honest with you, and I will explain my answer later on in the podcast, this is a good thing. I'll explain that later. But this is a good thing. Because the way I see it, and I've said this before on several occasions, if a black person gets into Harvard, I don't give a damn what their social background is. I don't care how poor they grew up or whatever. If a black person gets into Harvard, they deserve to be there.
Absolutely.
Because, and you've been told this yourself, when I was going to the University of Oklahoma, shout out to the Boomer Sooners, I was told by the Black Student Union that because of the fact that I am black, I gotta be twice as smart as them.
Oh yeah, I was taught that in my household. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I was too. You gotta be twice as smart as them. So when I got accepted into the University of Oklahoma and I got that scholarship, the first thing somebody told me was, you got there, you earned it, and you deserve it, because you wouldn't have gotten it if you didn't.
Absolutely.
So yes, I think that it's a good thing. It's a good thing, and like I said, I explain my answer later on. So, but yeah, we'll talk about it. Anyway, let's get to these books. I got some good ones. I got some really, really, really good ones. Okay, books every black person should read at least once in their lifetime. Let Brother Malcolm, Sister Betty, and the two of the girls come up on the screen. But let me just say this about Brother Malcolm, man. Malcolm was a girl dad. I don't feel bad about that.
Before that phrase ever came out, he was. Yeah.
He was a girl. He had all girls.
He did.
All girls. So, that's that's a beautiful thing, man. And he loved his daughters. That was a given.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, okay. First book I got is called The Pursuit of Fairness: A History of Affirmative Action by Terry Anderson. I read this book a while back. It's on my Kindle. It pretty much breaks down the history of affirmative action, why it was instilled in the first place, and who benefited from it the most. We'll get into that later on too. But this is a good read. I think everybody should read this one. It's a really good read. The second one I got is Affirmative Action Fair by Natasha Warrico. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right, sister. But this talks about, is affirmative action, was it actually necessary during the time it was in place? Now, to me, the short answer is yes, and I'm sure my wife would agree with me. It was necessary because of the fact that, and I'll get into this, we'll get into this deeper later on in the podcast. During affirmative action, when it was, the reason why it was put into place in the first place was to give us, and by us I mean black people, a fair shake at these jobs, because here you got black people with multiple degrees. They can't get a job in their line of work because of the fact that they're black. That's why affirmative action was there in the first place. But we'll get deeper into that later on. Next one, When Affirmative Action Was White, by Ira Katz Nelson. By Ira Katz Nelson. This one, there were things before affirmative action that were out, like the WPA, the welfare system, that was only strictly for white people, to give them a hand, to give them a hand up and a hand out. That was their form of affirmative action. It's been around, so there's that. But this is a good read too. This is a really good read. Second, the last one, this is the fourth one. I'm sorry, I lost track. Working Towards Whiteness: How Americans Immigrants Became White, by David Rodiger. I think that's his name. I don't know. I want to butcher his name, but anyway, some white dude. Let's put it like that. So now, to give everybody a brief history lesson, when the first group of immigrants came to the Americas, they treated the Irish immigrants like dirt, basically. At that time, before there was some niggas, they were the Irish. They were the niggas of that particular time. See, and so when they started bringing in the African slaves, the Irish indentured servants and the African slaves were all lumped together. Okay, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal for an Irish person to marry a black person. They didn't care about that.
Right.
Okay, and so over time, when slavery really started to take off and the indentured servants needed jobs, they made them overseers. That's when they started getting to their whiteness, and they became white people. It was okay for an Irish person to be white at that time. So this is just one of those things that this book talks about. There's also the Polish people. They treat them like shit too, and a few other European people, the Italians, all of them. But anyway, this book gets deeper into that. This is a good read. Last but not least, The Condemnation of Blackness: Race, Crime, and the Making of Modern Urban America, by Khalil Gibran Muhammad. Good read, because we already know that when you're black in America, that's a strike against you altogether. Everything is bad. You already know, babe. Everything that's bad is going to be pointed towards you.
What they say, strike one.
Yep. Exactly it. So those are the books that I got. You got a bold word, baby?
I do.
Bold words from a black woman. I love this segment because my wife came up with it.
Relating to the show topic today, I would like to speak on Ketanji Brown Jackson.
Let me put a picture up. Hold on. Let me put a picture up. There she go. It'll pop up in just a second.
Most of you have heard of her, I'm pretty sure. But Ketanji Onika Brown Jackson, born September 14, 1970.
Oh, she's a Virgo. That's what's up.
Right?
Yeah, buddy.
Is an American lawyer and just jurist who serves as an associate justice of the Supreme Court of the United States.
Okay.
Jackson was nominated to the Supreme Court by President Joe Biden on February 25th, 2022, and was confirmed by the United States Senate and sworn into office that same year. She is the first, and this is in 2022, she is the first black woman and the first formal federal public defender to serve on the Supreme Court. Yes. I wanted to make her my bold woman today because she spoke on affirmative action this week that pretty much touched my spirit.
Right.
For a while when she first got in, I was like, okay, Miss Ketanji,
what you gonna do?
You have to show me something.
Yeah.
I was waiting on Kamala to do something and she let me down, so I'm waiting on you. But by her rhetoric that she spoke this week on affirmative action, I got my eyebrows raised. I like The Rock, like, okay.
All right.
But so shout out to Miss Brown for being my bold woman of the week.
Well, let me say
the
this.
first black woman in 2022 now
Now let me
to
say.
ever serve on the.
Let me say it's about Sister Girl. Number one, shout out that she's a Virgo. Because I don't know if y'all know this or not, but my wife is married to a Virgo. Believe it or not. So so. Damn, baby, can I say it like that? But anyway, and my wife can tell you this, I told people, don't get the warm and fuzzies just yet when it comes to Miss Jackson. Let's see what she's going to do first.
Right.
I said that. I'm not mad at Sister Girl for speaking her mind about this whole affirmative action thing.
Absolutely. That's why she's,
I have no issues with that whatsoever. I think it's a good thing that she says something because we'll get into, Mr. Clarence Thomas later on down the line.
No, I was just going to say, and to go up against that's why I had to make her. I had to make her.
No, I understand why.
Just for going up against that nut job.
I wouldn't even call him a nut job. He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. Okay? He knows what he's doing. He ain't stupid.
I don't know if he's going through early stages of dementia.
He know what he's doing.
Or are those payouts just that good?
Yeah, them butter biscuits are good to him, man. Obviously.
It has to be.
All that cooning he doing.
I don't know.
But we'll get into it later on.
That's why I said prelude to what we're going to speak on the show. I just had to shout her out.
Oh, no.
Give some background on her.
Did.
And then we'll get into what she said this week on Affirmative Action that really touched my spirit.
All right. Yeah. We'll get into that later. All right. MPT News. MTP News, I should say. What? Oh, man.
No sound effect.
You know what? I forgot it. I had it. I had one picked out too. I just never hooked it up. But I'll get it next time. I promise. It'll be ready for next time.
Okay.
But anyway, what we got, babe? What we got?
Here we go. Buckle up tight. It's time for MTV News.
Hey, before you get started, did you get the one about my home state? They got that one? Okay. Okay. I'm just making sure. Say that one for last.
Definitely. Because we normally start with our locals.
Yeah.
But that runs into the show topic. So
exactly.
It's going to have to ease that on to the end. But I want to go back and we're going to go back and touch on some that we've already done previously to what we find out currently.
Yeah.
The black young lady who grabbed the mic at the volunteer's hand and slammed it down has been accused of lying. During the show a couple of weeks when we brought this story up, I kept saying, let me see the beginning of it. Let me see the beginning of it. Saw the beginning. Saw the other black students who went before her. That lady was not doing no thing, and I mean no thing, wrong toward the black students. I think this young lady just wanted to do a 15 minutes of fame kind of thing.
Yeah, she did.
Because she is an influencer, whatever the hell that means.
Yeah.
And I think she wanted a moment.
Yeah.
She got it. But I hope, at first I was like, why everybody keep talking about her and her history of getting a job? I hope this don't delay her or halt her growth in a career or making a living for herself. Maybe she's just gonna continue to be an influencer, because right now it has been shown that she lied. So,
well, all I got to say about that is this right here. I don't wish no bad on nobody. But here's the thing about this, man, and I've always said this: karma's a bitch. Okay, so with her saying what she said, with her doing what she did,
she's
man.
Her actions, yeah.
Yeah, well, with her actions doing her doing what she did, man. That's not cool at all, man. I don't know.
I just don't know. You're pretty much adding to the stigma that's already out there about you as a black woman. You're angry. You work your neck. You work your, You pretty much played into the narrative that's already out there about us. And then you're going to try to go on your social media account, make the situation even worse, because you were lying on top of a lie.
Right.
So you kept lying on lying on lying on lying. And when it came out, now I haven't heard from her since then. Since the actual tape came out, at the beginning of it, that showed that all that what she was saying, has she made a statement? Has she apologized?
Nope.
Haven't heard from her.
And you're not going to.
So young lady, whatever your thought process was at the time, wasn't quite smart, but here we are. Like my co-host said, karma is a bia. I hope it don't sting you too bad, but you might get some ramifications from this.
Yeah,
I think the school should make her apologize. What you think?
I think that the school should make her apologize. Definitely, I think that should definitely happen.
Absolutely.
Because she did that for Facebook clip. She did that for likes and stuff like that. That's not.
Is it that important?
You'll be surprised.
For somebody to give you a thumbs up.
There is a video out. There's a video out right now of a white girl. She was called herself cleaning up a beach. I don't know if you've seen this or not. There's this white girl. She had her friends. She had this bag like she was cleaning up a beach. And she was putting it on, and she put that shit on Facebook, man, and her ratings went through the roof. But then come to find out that was all faked, because she wasn't cleaning up no damn beach. She just did that shit for likes.
And them people down there, like it's just like them people with the animals, just like the PETA people. They don't play about that beach.
They sure don't.
They don't play about the oceans, the little turtles.
They don't play about none of that, man.
The little ducks.
The dolphins, none of that.
They don't play about nothing. You have to have like you cleaning up the earth or cleaning up the beach, and you're lying.
Oh yeah.
All right, y'all keep playing. It's like it was some. I saw this black guy. He just jumping in the back of people's cars, or another one just walking into people's houses. You gonna get your head blowed off.
Exactly.
And then what?
Did you see that one where they started back licking the ice cream again?
I saw that. That is so disgusting. And I already smell my food and lick my food before I even eat it anyway. But that is just, you don't have nothing else to do but that. Okay. And I hope they get caught. And I hope somebody lick them.
Oh, they're gonna get licked, but not the way that they want. Trust me.
But yeah, that's. Young lady, I just, like I said, I hope the ramification is not too bad on you, but when the truth came out, that's not a good look, young lady.
No, it's not.
Good thing you were walking and you were getting your degree or whatever. You said you work hard for it, but to make it out to something that it's not, that's what, it just trumped everything that you had just succeeded and tried to do. So
I agree.
I'm sorry. I can't co-sign on that.
I can't either. I can't either.
Moving on.
Moving right along.
Now here's another story that sickened me because I seen her name is Ajaya Owens. This is a black lady who went next door to protect her child because her neighbor was throwing her kids toys and threw one, I think it's like a train or a skate or something,
like a roller skate,
and hit the young man. So she kept saying, go get your mom, and he went to go get her mom, and so she was knocking on the door and the lady ended up shooting her. Well, unfortunately, guys, this lady will not be charged. Yeah, she's a white woman, like she's about 60, 65 years old. She would not get I I don't know what to say about this story. I'm sorry, she's 58 years old. Her name is Susan Lorenzi.
Let's talk about that for a minute.
Of course, this is in Florida. The reason why, if you can, I'm trying to utter it out my throat. Insufficient evidence.
Okay.
Baby gone. She dead. What kind of more evidence do you need?
Let's talk about that for a minute, babe.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a minute. We could do a whole show on that subject alone.
We have.
And we have done shows on stuff on
Breonna
similar
Taylor.
incidents. Yeah, on similar incidents. Now, as much as I hate to say it, I saw that coming.
But okay. Let me sit down and ask you why. Okay, it has been known in the neighborhood this lady harassed the children, called them racial slurs. I mean, this is like on a daily thing. How is it not sufficient evidence if this woman is dead?
Oh, it's a simple
Did
answer.
she walk over there and just shoot herself?
That's a simple answer for that.
Okay.
The answer is this right here. That white lady has a complexion, but the connection for the protection.
That's pathetic too.
I agree with you on that.
That is utterly.
But think about this for a second. Just think about when those cops were arresting her and taking her in. You would think that they was taking in their own damn mama.
Yeah, very
Did you see
gentle,
that?
very gentle with her.
They was real gentle. They were handling her with kid gloves.
Like she was just so fragile. She
Exactly.
wasn't fragile to pick that gun
Thank
up.
you. Exactly.
Yeah,
So
I just this story right here just sickened me. Like I said, I saw Miss Owens' mother on The View.
Yeah.
The lady could barely speak.
Yeah.
She was just still so heartbroken,
as she should be.
and she was concerned about her grandchildren.
Of course.
And now that her grandchildren would get no justice because they actually saw their mom. I think 2 of them saw their mom shot to death.
Right.
Do you know the domino effect that's going to have on his psyche? He probably not going to trust people, or it might revert him to where he hate white people. You never know.
Oh my God, that's what I'm talking about.
And y'all think if there's no sufficient evidence? I wish I can look at something. I wear glasses. I wish I can see what some of these people looking through in their glasses. Because through my glasses, I see murder. Ain't no sufficient about that is straight murder.
I agree.
But, I'm not a state attorney. I'm not a judge. I'm not nothing.
I'm like you. My biggest question is, what more evidence do you need? I mean, she was behind the door. She was behind her own door. So she was pretty much safe.
Safe and sound.
So she is going to pull out a gun and let that lead fly.
So I wonder what they have done if she had shot a child. If it wasn't a child,
they would have ruled it an accident. They would have ruled it an accident. I'm telling you what they
if
would
it's
do.
an accident, your door is closed.
I'm going to tell you exactly what they would, because a similar case happened like about 20 years ago. A child was shot because somebody was shooting blindly. There was a white guy that was involved. He did the shooting. Okay, nothing happened to him. Nothing at all happened to him, because they ruled that death an accident. That was an accidental shooting. And if she would have shot a child, especially a black child, the first thing they would try to do, and you know this to be true, because it's the same thing with Michael Brown, did the same thing with Trayvon Martin. They would try to demonize that child to make it seem like it was his fault that he got shot. You know that, and I know that. So if that was a child that had gotten shot, which technically it was a child, it was somebody's child. If that was an actual child, and what I mean by a child is somebody that under the age of 21, under the age of 18, I should say. Let's go ahead and say that. Under the age of 18, they would have ruled that death an accident.
I don't know. It's still disturbing.
I agree.
It's just like I said before. It's like open season on us.
Always has
And some
been.
of the different excuses that they put out as to try to justify why she's 6 feet under is absolutely
There is no
pathetic.
justification
It's
for that. I
pathetic.
mean, this lady is dead.
She's dead. Yeah.
She was there to protect her child.
She's gone.
That could have been me, and if we had children, that could have been you. It could have been your brother Michael.
Yeah. I don't know. Moving on.
Yeah.
This is another story we spoke about. I'm pretty sure everybody done heard about it. The mother who supposedly had called her 14-year-old son to come up to the restaurant and shoot a young man who supposedly hit her.
Yeah.
Her and her son are going to not stand or be charged. Charges have been dropped against the mother and her 14-year-old son.
I saw the video.
Me too. I finally saw it from the beginning.
And to be honest with you, if that was me, somebody hitting my mother like that, I probably would have shot his ass too. And think about this, baby. You know this to be true. What if that was your mother and your brother Michael? You already know what would have happened.
Oh yeah, the way my brother, that is a true, nothing disrespectful about it. I love the relationship. That was a true mama's boy. And to this day, my brother is having problems dealing with her being gone.
Yeah.
So I know he would have stood 10 toes down.
For sure. I know I would have.
He would have been like, hey, yeah.
Yeah, I would have too.
But I would not even blinking an eye.
Yeah, not even bad.
Without
question.
By batting the eye, yeah. Gone.
Yeah. Let a man put their hands on my mother.
And would have stood there until the police came like, yep, I did it.
Yeah, exactly. I would have done the same thing. I would have done the exact same thing. So I'm not mad at this young man for doing that.
Well, initially they were trying to make him out to be a thug. Like the little 14-year-old was a thug or whatever. But then his mom name is Carlisha Hood. And so his aunt made this statement that I thought was kind of prolific. She said, tears of joy. When your family is God-driven, nothing be impossible. I just got a call saying all charges was dropped and God is good. Trial and terror. I don't know what you mean by terror. That's all God right there. True. But it's just been so many after conversations about this, like Miss Carlisha Hood is trying to sue the city.
Well,
personally, I'm gonna give my personal thought on this because this is my melanated thought. You and your son has been blessed to get out because y'all actually just like we talked about the previous story, y'all killed someone. Get out of Dodge because someone is going to be gunning for him. First of all, it's going to be black on black crime because both of y'all are black. Yeah. Somebody going to be gunning for him, what they call a get back. They got to get a get back. So instead of trying to sue, pack up like the Jethro's and them, pack it up and move. Get out of there and try to give your son a better will like us.
I agree with you.
Why we always gotta sue? Talking about her name was tarnished and making a bad reputation for herself. Okay, that's understandable. People going to talk, but just look at the bigger picture. Your son is not about to go to prison, and you're not supposed to go to prison because supposedly you're the one who initiated the kill. So just think of it as a blessing. Call it a day and pack it up and get gone. And I do mean get gone.
Let me say this real quick about that. Let me give people a little bit of a history on that. In the initial story, you know it's to be true yourself. In the initial story, they tried to make this woman out to say that she called her son in to bring that hammer and let the lead fly. And they also tried to say that she told her son to chase him out of the store, which we know is not, which we all know this isn't true.
Correct, he was standing there. He was already there.
Yeah, she told. As a matter, if you look at the video, she told him to go back in the car. Mm-hmm. She said, "No, go back in the car." He didn't. He was there to protect his mother, which I ain't mad at him on that. And they're trying to make it out to say that the mother said, follow him out of the store and shoot anybody else that gets in your way. In other words, they're trying to make her out to be like this mastermind and have her child go on a shooting spree and just, kill any and everybody. And that's not the truth. Again, that's what they do with us. They try to demonize us first. And once they do that, they sway the public's opinion of us. They did the same thing with Trayvon Martin, which is why George Zimmerman is out there right now, footloose and fancy free. They did the same thing with Michael Brown. That's why his killers are out free. They did the same thing for Landro Castile. That's the reason why his killers are out free. Okay, so and they're trying to do the same thing with. They tried to do the same thing with the whole Breonna Taylor case. Remember, they tried to make her out to be like a drug queen or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, first of all, rest in peace, young man. But keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah.
He clearly shown that wasn't his first time putting hands on a woman.
Of course not.
And secondly, I saw this woman. They said he wanted her to get some wing. He wanted her to get some, get a hot dog, but
he came out with some
he
wings.
got some wings.
There you go. Exactly.
I mean, that's not funny, but hey,
it's not funny.
hey, you can't put
But
y'all
it
can't
is.
put y'all hands on everybody. Everybody's not taking it. That's why I just.
It's not funny, but it is what it is.
But like I said, I've seen so many people have said, and I haven't really read anybody saying the young man did the right thing. He was protecting his mother.
Yeah.
Now, like, you know, some people are like, well, she shouldn't have said nothing bad. No, but she was trying to let the young man. She wasn't saying nothing derogatory to the guy. He was just popping off for some reason. I don't know. Because I still looked at this show. I'm like, why is he popping off like that? What did she do? And she was just standing, like, you know, in her lane. She never walked up on him or swung at him or anything. So I'm sorry that happened to him. But you're going to have to, in the words of Kevin Hart, you're going to learn today.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to learn today.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm glad this young man, you know, like I said, y'all just need to go and pack it up and move to Beverly, because that was a blessing, and he's not going to serve any time. You're not going to serve a time. Sorry, this young man has lost his life, but let's get it going. Stop trying to sue all the time.
For sure. You know, yeah. I want to talk about that part right there. I agree with you on that, babe. I mean, I was listening to a few people that was talking about this case. One of which is Tariq Nasheed. He said the very same thing. He said, y'all talking about suing, let that go. Let that go. And I agree. Just let that go. Don't even try to sue. Just let that crap go. Go on about your business. You won. Take that victory and go on about your business. Nobody's in jail. So
Don't get it. Moving on.
Moving right along.
Now, this story right here touched me also. And like I said, it's just some of these stories, it may make you like, what the? And then so you be like, I cannot believe that. Where is your empathy?
What you got?
This is a little hothead cop that tackled the woman, tackled the black lady, because she was simply recording them arresting her husband. The part that got me is that even though he was getting arrested, the husband was still in protect mode for his wife and saying, don't throw her down like that. Don't do her like that. She has cancer. Oh, when I heard that man say that, my little heart just crumbled. I was like, these policemen just try to be so tough on the wrong people. She didn't have a gun. She didn't have anything. She just had her cell phone recording y'all attacking or arresting her husband, make sure nothing happened to him, and here y'all are attacking her. This is unbelievable.
Let me say this.
Unbelievable. And of course in Los Angeles.
Let me say this. Give everybody a little bit of the history on this story right here, for those of you who don't know. Okay, the initial story goes as follows. A couple are in a grocery store, I think Winco, in a grocery store. The man gets accused of shoplifting, which, you know, when they later found out he wasn't shoplifting. But they arrested him anyway. So his wife would do the same thing that my wife would have done. Record the whole thing. During that situation, there was a cop that just started, in my grandfather's opinion, would say, as he would say, smelling his piss. Decides he wants to take this woman down for recording him. Well, somebody recorded that shit too. Now, me personally, I probably would have done the same thing and said, wait a minute, that's my wife, you know, because that was just wrong on so many levels.
It's disturbing.
It's very disturbing. But I'm going to go on record and say this. Bruh man better be glad that that wasn't my wife. That cop, he better be glad that wasn't my wife, because I'm going to make a few phone calls. I'm going to find out where you are. I'm going to wait outside your house and wait for you to come out. And it's not going to be pretty after the fact. I don't care how many guns you got, how much ammo you got. I got relatives to spare. Trust me. You going to pay, bruh, one way or another. So
it's just so much racial bias, like policing, like, because you know, like you said, they got a call that someone was like a description of robbers, and how this man robbing the store. He's sitting outside on a rock, holding a cake, like they will wait for somebody to come out the store. Hey, that's a robber. Oh, so robbers sitting around and wait after they rob the store.
What do they do? Shoplift the cake in broad daylight?
Exactly. They're like, you know, I'm just gonna sit out here and wait. See if they gonna come out here and say I stole this cake. Oh my god. I just,
it's messed up, ain't
it? It's that because they fit a profile.
Yeah.
So that's that racial profiling, basically. It's sickening. It's like they already said we all look alike, which I don't think so. I think a lot of them look alike, honestly.
Oh man, yeah.
But they all say we look alike, and then they try to be on their job, and we got to call that this man and this woman fit the description. But the way they slammed that woman down on that ground, Lord have mercy. And I know what you just said, but that man just saw they do that to his wife.
Yeah, he could do anything.
And she's already sick and probably weak.
Like I said, I'm sitting outside your house. Once I get out of jail, I'm sitting outside your house, waiting for you to come out.
Now I wonder what they're gonna do with him.
Probably
they're not doing too much for some of these officers these days at all.
Oh no, they ain't doing nothing to a lot of them.
Give them like desk duty and stuff.
Oh no, it's a lot of them. They're not doing anything to a lot of them. They're not doing anything to a lot of them. You know it to be true, and that's messed up. That's really messed up.
Well, here we go. So now we're gonna go to more current. But those are the ones I just want to clear up from stories we spoke on before.
Okay.
Here's another sickening. Cause everybody, if anybody know, they know that I say God take care of old people and babies.
Yep.
You can't mess with the babies. You can't mess with old people on my watch.
Mm-hmm.
Quote unquote, I'm scared, mommy. A video shows a Sacramento cop handcuffing a weeping 10-year-old girl during police raid. And the police, the only thing they said was, it never should have happened.
Okay,
what say
so
you? I don't have nothing.
Give me
to
some
say.
back. I heard about the story, but give me some background on it real quick.
The Sacramento Police Department is facing backlash after a video of a 10-year-old black girl being handcuffed in a raid in 2022. It had resurfaced. The body cam footage from a Sacramento police officer shows the little girl in red and black pajamas being handcuffed while she is crying out for her mommy. Her mom was standing outside, like in her front yard, like in the neighborhood or something, and they was looking for somebody. They come and do like a when they come for a warrant, look for somebody.
Yeah.
And she was trying to tell him he wasn't there, he doesn't live there, blah 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 blah. And so the little kid walking like, what's going on? So I guess they must have thought she was who they was looking for, and they put handcuffs on her.
A 10-year-old child.
A 10-year-old child.
What's that child gonna do? Put a book on you? She's 10. What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? Hit you with a teddy bear?
Because the door was, the part that got me, the door was closed, and they started banging on the door. Then they kind of pretty much tore the door off the hinges to get in there to her. And I'm like, what is it? Who are you looking for, Osama? He gone. So it's just some of these, like the same thing with Breonna Taylor. Some of these cops try to get in there and we talked about this last week, on the previous podcast. They come in and do all this damage to your house, be wrong as hell, and then just get in their car and go away. Do you know what kind of effect it's going to have on this 10-year-old?
The city, whenever that happens, the city is supposed to reimburse you for whatever happens, for whatever damages they incur. Eventually,
why were you handcuff her? What were you scared of a 10-year-old?
Which brings me back to my original question: what is that 10-year-old gonna do? Put a book on you?
And you know what she was yelling that pissed me off? I'm scared. I'm scared, mommy. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Of course not, baby. You're 10. And they teach you in school, you're supposed to. Those gentlemen who came to your door is the one that's supposed to protect you. Here they are hurting you.
Yep.
So of course she's scared.
And what's getting me was the fact that they put handcuffs on a child. I already know a child was black. You ain't got to tell me that. Yeah.
To me, there is no circumstance on this earth that they can justify why they did that.
None.
I don't care if she was in there making herself a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and she came out there with the knife. I'm sorry. No. But anyway, let's get, like I keep saying, I think they need to start doing a little bit more sensitivity training when they train these officers. I know you put yourself out there in harm's way, in danger, you sign up for that job. You also take some kind of protection class to protect yourself as well. But if you going out the gate that scared that you have to be fearful of a 10-year-old and put her in handcuffs, you might want to go into another field of work.
Babe, I'm just gonna be honest
I'm
with
sorry.
you. Babe, I'm just gonna be honest, 100% honest with you. I don't think that a sensitivity course would help.
I don't know.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna help.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't know. And here's another dumbass story. These people are getting out of hand with you turn around their driveway. Here's another quote unquote, they're yelling at us. A white fire chief now, and his son, kind of like the guy who went, this is like a previous story we did where the guy was in a neighborhood where they were building houses. Aubrey, he stopped to look in the houses.
What's his name? Aubrey something?
I think it was something like that, yeah. Okay, a white fire chief and his son chased down two South Carolina boys after teens turned around in their driveway. They forced him to lie down on the ground at gunpoint. Man, come on.
So,
I don't. What is your driveway made of gold? I mean, they just turn. They're not spitting on it. They're not urinating on it. They're not doing anything malicious. They just turn it around. I don't know. I don't know. You get that upset because somebody utilized your driveway to turn around. Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
Okay. All right. Okay. Moving right along.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to read this. He said, the fire chief and his son denied any wrongdoing, but they admitted to chasing the teens for about 15 minutes and yelling at them.
WTF?
The fire chief admitted to pointing his pistol at them and making them lie down on the ground until authorities arrived.
Wow. Seriously? They pulled a gun on these people?
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Initially when this happened, can you believe there were no charges filed?
I believe it. I believe it.
In this incident, that's why I said it has resurfaced because a lawsuit, was brought on by the mother. But I mean, in this case, like I said, I don't know why you keep trying to sue, but in this case, I can see it. Now, I can see it.
This is justified.
This is justifiable because again, you don't know how you mess with the young man's psyche.
Right. These
young men probably just out like, damn, what we doing? We just turned around his driveway. Moving on. I'm just tired of these little asinine ass.
Yeah.
And then here's another stupid one.
Okay.
Of course, it was here in Texas.
Oh shit.
A woman tried to escape road rage incident that began over a red light. And then she ended up driving to a public place. Oh, that wasn't good enough. He gets out yelling and pointing a gun at her and calling her out her name.
WTF?
Oh my God.
Okay,
I can admit I used to be a road rager, but now that I don't really drive a lot like I used to, it scares the hell out of me. Now I don't even look at people no more. If they give me the finger, call me all kind of, I wouldn't know because I don't never. Cause normally I'll stare you down. I be looking out to the left where I should be looking forward to make sure you see me and my mouth moving, calling you out your name or giving you the finger. I don't do that no more. But this right here, this is excessive.
You know what?
This is excessive road rage here.
So you're driving along. Mm-hmm. Something happens at the red light. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden, this person follows your ass.
Black woman, white man. Mm-hmm.
You already know. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I tell folks this all the time. This is how white supremacy works. They never do that to the warrior class. Mm-hmm. It's always women, old people, and children. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, let me say it like this. When I was growing up, I used to watch Mutual of Omaha, Wild Kingdom with Marlon Perkins. Mm-hmm. I remember this one episode, this pride of lions was hunting. They was hunting a herd of zebra. No antelope. Hunt a herd of antelope. Now, what these lions do is they circle the herd so they can find either a calf or somebody that's not paying attention, so that way they can get them. In this case right here, it was a female. Mm-hmm. Now, see, for those of you who don't know, most female antelope don't have antlers. Okay, so they really can't fight back. They cornered a female antelope by herself, and she couldn't really defend herself, and she was running, but of course they chased her down. That's the way white supremacy works. He saw this woman by herself, and she was alone.
Well, let me tell you what happened. Okay. She was at a red light.
Yeah.
The light turned green.
Okay.
She didn't move quick enough. He honked. She honked back. Then she took off. While she was trying to take off, he ran into the back of her. He rear-ended her. And so once he did that, she just didn't want to pull off like a regular hitting, like a regular accident. She put into a Phillips 66 gas station. And when she saw the gun, and in the meantime, when he honked his horn at her and like ran into the back of her, he pulled a gun. So she saw the gun. So that's why she went to a gas station. So she gets in her car and goes inside the gas station. He gets out and follow her into the gas station.
Wow.
Girl, that's too much.
See, like
that
I said,
is team too much, honey.
Like I said, that's what they do. They will attack the weaker class. They will attack the people that they don't think will fight back. That's how white supremacy works.
In public, you don't think other people see you with this
They
gun?
don't care. They don't care. They don't care because he's white and he knows it.
Telling her to get on the ground, screaming and talking to her, call out her name. Oh my God.
That's what they do.
Well, we'll see how that story goes. I'm gonna keep an eye on that because that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Let me see what else kind of madness. Okay, I think you sent me this. So I'm gonna let you expound on this one. Quote unquote, I hit you, nigger. Stay on the ground. Suspect identified by Oregon cops in savage beating a black food truck owner. Stumped on street by white stranger who hurled racial slur. Okay, you already stumped. You gotta call by my name too.
Well, here's what I found out when I read that story. When I first saw that story, this man owns a food truck. I guess he was in the wrong neighborhood or something.
Wouldn't surprise me at all.
And he was chased down by the suspected white supremacist. Man, he not suspected white supremacist. He is a white supremacist. They, get stomped to the ground, then call him a nigger. Now, from what I understand, they arrested this dude, right?
Yeah, they found him, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he was arrested. I don't think he's been charged with anything, has he?
That's what I'm reading. I don't see anything. How?
Okay.
How? Okay, this man was on the phone with his wife when all this was happening. So why wouldn't he not get charged?
Good question.
In broad daylight. Well, like I said, it's open season. Physically,
that's the way it's always
mentally,
and that's the way it's always been. It's always been like that. That shouldn't be of any surprise to anybody listening to this podcast. I know I'm not surprised. You shouldn't be surprised either, dear. Are you? I'm not.
Moving on. I have no words. It's getting pathetic. It's just really I don't know. Here's another one that just sometimes you be wanting like, I wish I was in that position, but then I don't. Let me read the headlines to you. Quote unquote, I'm white, we rule. A Karen goes off on a black man for picking up his daughter. Now, this story is he went to go pick up his daughter and he, parked in her driveway. He didn't know he had parked in her driveway because he said it was like a building. It was like a building. And so she came through and said, move your car. You parked in my driveway. He was like, it wasn't even 2 seconds, 2 minutes, And it's like he was trying to explain to her, okay, man, give me just a moment. I need to go pick up my daughter. Oh, he took 2 minutes too long because she went off. And would call him, of course, all out his name. And then she tried to turn it around on him, saying that he was in the wrong. And then she busts out and said, that's right, I'm white. We rule.
Now, babe, let me ask you a question.
To get off, she doesn't want him to get off her property because he inadvertently parked there not knowing that it was her property.
Let me ask you something, babe. Let me ask you something. What have I always said? What's the one thing worse than a racist white man?
A racist white woman.
Have I lied yet? Okay, now I saw this story and I saw the video. Now, this fat ass ugly white woman, and yeah, I meant to say it like that too. Not that I have anything against big women because I'm married to one. I'm happily married to one. I love my wife. But this fat ugly bitch came out and said, that's right, I'm white and we rule. For the simple fact, this man parked in her driveway. He was trying to be apologetic. He wasn't being disrespectful at all.
And that's the part I don't get. He was very apologetic, but then why she had to block him in? If you want him to move, let him move. Why you blocking him in?
Exactly.
Some of this stuff they blame on themselves.
But here's the thing about it. If you listen to that video, he was saying, "Ma'am, I'm trying to move," and she was like, "Don't ma'am me." Did you hear that part?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know no more. I'm just like what's his name? Tyree. What more do you want? It's like what? I mean, we apologize, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm instead of calling you ma'am. Now, one time did I call you big fat orangutan looking motherfucker? Nothing like that.
Damn,
I'm
baby. Calling
you, being very respectful. You calling me out my name. Now you telling me because you're white, you rule over me, and that whatever you say I need to do expeditiously, you can eat a clit. How about that?
Oh shit. Damn, baby, tell us how you
about
really
that?
feel.
No, that's what I'm saying. Watch how you talk to people. Cause what if he would have flipped the switch and had a gun and was having a bad day?
It could.
It don't like nobody calling him out his name.
It could have ended really, really bad.
Y'all just don't know what people are going through. You don't know. He probably was rushing through traffic, trying to come get her so he don't have to pay that late fee picking her up. You don't know what that man was going through. Or she could have been sick and he had to hurry come pick her up and take her to the doctor. You don't know. But because he parked in your little spot. Oh my God.
Here is my deal. Here is my deal. You know what? I've always said it, and I continue to say it. These Karens are getting out of hand.
Entitlement. What kind of entitlement? Entitled to what?
These Karens are getting out of hand. They really are.
Karens and Kens.
Oh, the Kens too. The Kens too. I agree with you on that one. The Kens too. But these Karens, man, these motherfuckers out here, boy, come on, man.
Cause they know nothing gonna happen. Just like that white lady who shot that baby through the door. They know nothing really serious is gonna happen to them.
And like I keep saying, the one thing worse than a racist white man is a racist white woman.
I'm white. I rule.
Exactly.
You gonna rule this smoke in a minute. You don't want none of this smoke, honey. I'm having a very bad day. I'm trying to be nice to you by calling you ma'am, first of all. Because I could be calling you something else. Because I'm justified.
Man, come on.
Oh, my parking space. Man, get out this. Ugh.
I'm too petty. She would have got caught everything but a child of God if it was me.
Okay, let me read this famous Oklahoma story, then we'll go ahead and get into today's show topic.
Oh, no. Hold on. Let me prepare myself.
Now, Now, a couple of shows ago, we did the famous Tulsa Race Massacre.
Right.
Very informative show. If you haven't checked it out, please go back into our history and look it up and listen to it.
It's online, y'all.
Very informative. Well, old superintendent down there in Oklahoma claims that the Tulsa Race Massacre was not, I repeat, was not about race. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So by you being from Oklahoma, sir, would you like to expound on this and stupid remark this man made?
The pleasure's all mine. Okay, what's the guy's name, baby? I forgot his name that quick.
Let me find out. Yeah, I forgot. Go ahead. I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay, for those of you who don't know,
hold on, I'm about to look it up.
My grandfather was around when the Tulsa race riots happened. I was never taught about the race riots in school. I had to learn from my grandfather what that riot was all about. Okay? Now.
Ryan Walters.
Okay, Ryan Walters. Let's put his name out there.
Ryan Walters.
Now, Mr. Walters is from a town in Oklahoma called McAlester, Oklahoma. For those of you who are not familiar with McAlester, Oklahoma, that's where the prison in Oklahoma is located. They call that prison Big Mac. And I can honestly tell you that McAlester, Oklahoma is not black folk friendly. It really isn't. At one point in time, McAlester, Oklahoma was a sundown town. Okay? So, to give you a brief history on the white dude that said that dumb shit, what's his name again?
Ryan Walters.
Ryan Walters. Mr. Walters. I'm going to call you Mr. Walters from here on out. Okay. Mr. Walters, if the Tulsa race riot wasn't about race, what in God's name was it about? Because let me give everybody some history on the Tulsa race riot to tell everybody how the riot happened in the first place. There's an elevator operator in one of those real swanky Tulsa hotels. White lady gets on the elevator. White lady gets on the elevator, almost falls. The brother who's running the elevator tries to help her up. She screams bloody murder because during that time, if you even looked at a white woman, she could say you tried to rape her with your eyeballs. I don't know how that happened because I ain't never seen nobody's dick come through their eyeballs. Have you?
Personally, no, I have not.
Exactly. My point. That's what I'm getting. There you go. But anyway, so he gets arrested. He gets lynched. Okay. The brothers didn't care for that too much, so they armed themselves. And so some white folks saw the brothers arming themselves, and so they went over there and just pretty much tore that area of Tulsa apart. Okay? And that's when the riots happened. A lot of people got killed during that riot.
So what would that be? What was that because of his eyeballs? Is it because of his eyeballs? Oh, they should have been brown instead of blue. What was the problem?
Good question.
Race.
So Mr. Walters.
Well, this is how it all started. He was speaking in Norman, Oklahoma. And
where in Norman? Is OU?
I don't. It says Oklahoma. He was speaking in Oklahoma. It don't say where he was exactly.
Just said Norman, Oklahoma.
Okay. And so one of the reporters asked him a question. He said, one of the questions that was asked is the teaching of the massacre would violate the state's ban on teaching, here we go, quote unquote, critical race theory.
Hold on.
So Mr. Walter said, well, how does the audience member said, how does the Tulsa race massacre not fall under your definition of CRT? He said, okay, thank you. I'm sorry. I didn't address that part. I will never tell a kid that because of the color of your skin or your gender, anything like that. You are less of a person or are inherently racist. That doesn't mean you don't judge the actions of the individual. You can absolutely. Historically, you should. Now, yesterday, Mr. Walters is getting some pushback because of that statement. Now he's saying he was misquoted.
How could you misquote that? He doubled down on it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He said, to say it was inherent in that because of their skin is where I say that's critical race theory. You're saying that a race defines a person. I reject that.
Oh my
so
God.
I would say you be judgmental of the issue of the action or the content of the character or the individual. Absolutely. But let's not try to tie this to skin color and say the skin color determined that. Again, was it the man eyeballs for them to go there and tear that city completely up?
That's exactly what happened. Just at one
It
area
was his
too.
skin color, man.
That was at
come
one
on.
area. Yeah. Yeah, they tore up that one area of Tulsa. And I ain't gotta tell you I ain't gotta tell you the race of the people that was in that area.
Y'all seen it. Y'all
Yeah.
know who it was.
Yeah, you already know who it
y'all
was.
was
I
being
ain't gotta
too
explain
good
it
over
again.
there. Y'all was what was you progressing along.
Prospering.
You're not prospering, that's the word I'm looking for. You're not asking them for anything.
That's the problem.
And they thought by now y'all would have fell on your faces, come back begging with your bellies on the ground, rubbing like an ant.
Here's
But
the
you
thing.
hadn't.
Here's the thing. That particular area of Tulsa, Greenwood, Archer, and Pine, that particular area was supposed to be was supposed to not been a good area for anybody to build anything. Black people got together and said, "We'll show you better. Better we can tell you."
Yeah.
And they did just that. And once that happened, they started seeing how those black people were prospering.
Yep.
And then, wait a minute, we got to do something about this right here.
Why?
And that's what happened.
Why? Y'all tell us, get in there and pull yourself up by your
And
bootstraps.
then when we do, well, this is what happens.
And then, exactly. So what do we do? Okay.
Keep prospering.
And they gonna come in there and turn that down too?
Keep prospering. See, I'm hard-headed. I'm petty. I keep on doing it just to piss you off. One of us gonna get tired, and it ain't gonna be me.
That's what I just been saying. No, one of us gonna get tired, and I mean, some of us going to we gonna stop being like that little hamster in the wheel doing the same thing over and over and over.
I'm
Now, how many times do Tom not know that Jerry gonna set him up for failure? How many times did which one get the anvil dropped on their head with
Wile E.
that
Coyote.
You know, how many times that man know you gonna have something drop on your head? You know it's coming. So why you keep going there chasing that thing? Come on, man. Just like the hamster in the wheel. You know it's coming, but you gonna go back out there, right? Okay.
Yep.
How many times Froghorn go pick that dog up by his butt and spank him with that piece of wood? How many times he ought to know that Froghorn gonna do something to him?
That's
But
one of my
he's
favorite
still trying to
cartoons.
chase because he want that chicken.
That's one of my favorite cartoons too. Foghorn Leghorn. I say, boy.
I first saw this story on Roland Martin show, and Roland got him. Roland called him a stupid idiot, a dumb MF.
Oh no, Roland cuss him out.
Yeah, because how you gonna justify say that's not about race, sir? What else could it be?
Now,
What else could it be? Wasn't nothing over there but black people.
let me
Did
go on
nothing
record.
right in there but white people.
Let me go on record real quick.
Come on.
I am not a Roland Martin fan. My wife knows this. But I agree with Roland on this one. He is a dumb motherfucker. Roland cuss a man out, huh, babe?
I love Roland. When he go off on a tangent, baby, I love it. Especially when it's something stupid like that. You're not qualified to speak on anything. You're just going off of what you heard. And what you heard is not smart. And which making you look like you're not smart. And here you are trying to retract what you said. No. Hold true in your conviction. You said what you said. You said it's because critical race theory, and that it has nothing to do with race.
It has everything to do with race. That whole riot was about race. That whole riot was about race. And I would debate anybody on that subject.
Them black people went in there, pulled their money together, made them a prosperous, fulfilling, sustaining community.
With
And
nobody
all they
else.
was trying to do was protect it, and y'all killed those people.
Yep.
What was that called, sir? First of all, y'all call it a massacre,
It wasn't a
which
massacre.
which it wasn't. Y'all, that was a killing. Well, I guess that's the same thing, but y'all did it because them people was doing too good for y'all.
Hello.
Let's just keep it real. They were trying to protect their property. They work hard for it. That y'all told them to go out there and get. They went out there and get it. That's just like anybody. When you, I hate to put it like this, but when a black man get a Cadillac, that man will shine that Cadillac till the paint come off.
Sure.
You know how I know? Because I had a couple of uncles who had them.
Grandpa
and
too?
They will park it. They'll pull it in backwards first of all. It got to be pulled in backwards.
Oh, for sure.
They turn the wheels a little bit to the left so you can see the spokes on the rims.
Yeah.
And they get out with a towel and just a rubbing.
Yep.
Just a rubbing.
Yep.
So they don't want they got something fulfilling to them. Proud that they got it themselves. And here y'all and they see y'all coming. They trying to protect it and you kill them.
Yep.
Come on. Call a spade, sir. Just call a spade. I hate that this whole happened in Oklahoma. Don't retract it. Just keep, hey, be like your boy Trump. I said what I said.
Man, Trump.
I said what I said. Let's go. Let's keep it moving.
Trump.
How many times you heard Trump retract anything he said?
Trump didn't take nothing back, man. If he said that was it. That was it, man. I can respect somebody. I can do nothing but respect Trump for that, man. That's all I can do.
I don't get it.
I don't like his ass, but I can't do nothing but respect him.
Well, on to the show. So that's enough of MTP News.
I'm gonna get that sound, man. I'm going to get that sound. I'm going to get that sound, man, so we can make that official. But anyway, let's go back to the subject: the death of affirmative action. We already know who the main killer of affirmative action was, don't we? His picture's on the screen.
Uncle Ruckus. I mean, I am so sorry. Clarence Thomas.
Good one. She been hanging around her husband too long, y'all.
I am so sorry, sir. I did not mean to call you Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks. But, you know why I have a problem with this young man right here?
What's the problem?
Because he once said that affirmative action is where he got his position he in.
Yeah.
So how you gonna double back and say what you said when this came down that they when they were gonna cancel affirmative action? How could you?
He was the main person trying to get rid of it.
That's what I'm saying. How could you though? You just admitted when you first got in there that that's how you got your position.
Right.
So how could you double back? I don't get that. And see, that's what I keep saying. To me, he's a buffoon. He like I said, them checks that he's getting.
Yeah, he cooning.
They all must be so good.
All that cooning.
Because this man don't realize what he's done. And then this is the part that got to me. You're getting into it with Katanji. First of all, y'all the only two blacks in this thing.
Hold on, let me put her picture back up, baby. Hold on just a second. Let me put her picture back up there. You know, there she go.
I'm like, y'all the only two blacks in there. And I'm gonna read what she said, because to me it's very profound. And then for him to come back and pretty much denounce it like she don't know what she's talking about. She ain't even been here that long. I feel what she said though.
Put it out there though.
She said when the verdict first came down, she said, well, we let them eat cake obliviousness. Today the majority pulls the ripcord and announce color blindness for all by legal fiat. But deeming race irrelevant in law does not make it so in life. Let me repeat that. Deeming race irrelevant in law does not make it so in life. Okay. And having so detached itself from this country, actual past and present experiences, the court has now been lured into interfacing with the crucial work that the University of North Carolina and other institutions of higher learning are doing to solve America's real world problems. I know they keep trying to equate this to students getting into colleges, but let's do like she said here, what about the real world? If they are fortunate to not have to use affirmative action to go to college, and then when they get out there trying to find a job, I think that's when this shit gonna hit the fan. It's already gonna hit the fan with some people trying to get in school, but maybe I'm looking at this like a double-edged sword. Yeah, it might hurt some people trying to get in school, but it might pick up attendance in HBCUs. Right. You know what I'm saying? So then when they do get their degrees from these HBCUs and then quote unquote go into the real world, how they gonna get a job?
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. Let me give somebody a little bit of a history lesson. Back in the day, you didn't have to pass the bar exam in order to become a lawyer. All you had to do was graduate law school.
Get a degree, yeah.
Okay. Now, once black people started getting degrees and law degrees from HBCUs, and there was a bunch of them that became lawyers. What they did was, what white people did was they moved the goalposts and said, no, now what you have to do is pass the bar exam before you can call yourself a lawyer.
Right.
Okay? So they moved the goalposts. All right? Now, once they moved the goalpost, once they moved the goalpost and black people were still passing the bar exam, they still wasn't giving black people jobs.
No, not at all.
That's where affirmative action came in. Okay? So and like I said earlier in the show, I can honestly tell you, if it wasn't for affirmative action, I would not have gotten into the University of Oklahoma. I would not have gotten my first job after I graduated college. I would not have done a whole bunch of different things if it was not for affirmative action. Now, the obliteration of affirmative action, this is a good thing. Let me explain that. I say it's a good thing because now, well, let me say this before I say that. The biggest benefactors of affirmative action were white women. Okay?
Okay.
That's why I say this is a good thing. Because even though black people did use it to a certain degree, for the most part, everything that black people got, we got on our own with nobody's help. I have a lovely wife. She has not one, not two, but 3 degrees. She got those on her own. No affirmative action whatsoever.
Well, a little help with student loans. But
student loans. Yeah. But she got 3 degrees on her own. No affirmative action. Okay? Now, my point is this right here. Affirmative action being gone is a good thing. Because now, even though, affirmative action being gone, I should say, is a good thing. Because now, all those people that were using affirmative action as an excuse as to why they couldn't get to certain places, let's see what happens now. Because all those Asians that were talking about, we can't get into this XYZ university because of a black person is in my spot thanks to affirmative action. Now, all of a sudden, you're not being accepted to all these colleges and universities because of affirmative action is gone now. So you just shot yourself in the foot. So that's why I say this is a good thing.
Is it really a good thing for who?
It's a good thing in general. It's a good thing in general because now black people even though black people did use it to a certain degree, it was mostly white women that benefited from affirmative action. They benefited from affirmative action more than any other group on this planet, any other group in the United States. White women did.
Well, white women coming into the workforce, yes.
Yeah.
But most of the time when you think of affirmative action, that's a person of color.
Right.
And I feel like it's a bad thing because the group of people who brought this lawsuit up were Asians. And he got up there and spoke saying that he tried to get into Harvard and they told him that he wasn't able, and then he turned around and said, well, we know Asian people are more smarter, get higher test scores than other. He kept saying other. He might as well say he might as well said black, but he kept saying others. And that's why he was upset because he know he should have had that position. Right. And then another one that went to the University of North Carolina pretty much said the same thing. They got this lawsuit together, presented to the court, boom, affirmative action is gone. Right. Now, all these 50 plus years that affirmative action has been in place, black people have been using it or not using it to their detriment or not to their detriment, but we've never filed a lawsuit.
And again,
ever.
And again, like I and I agree with you on that point. I agree with you.
So why would it take 2 or 3 of them to get together and put a lawsuit together, and all of a sudden affirmative action is gone? Let me tell my little story. Okay. I truly feel that affirmative action did help me get my first job, heading to my career in accounting.
No doubt.
When I first graduated high school, I was working at a fossil workhouse, putting stickers on the back of a watch, standing up on concrete for 7.5 hours because we only got one 30-minute break in an 8-hour period. I said, there is no damn way I am going to do this long because I went to school too long, studied too hard to be putting sticker on the back of a watch. But at the time, I wanted another car, and my dad told me as soon as I graduate, you got to find a job.
There you go.
And the only thing that pretty much said, hey, we got an open come, I took it. So I can at least have some gas in my car instead of a little walk around money. So I keep going out to these bigger companies. I kept pushing. I never gave up and stopped at Fossil. I kept pushing. So I came across this other corporation where I was for the last 22 and a half years before COVID took it away. No, 23 and a half years before COVID took it away from me. But when I went to this corporation and I submitted my resume, and when I went in for my first interview, it was a young lady named Terry, white lady.
Yeah.
Okay, we had a little rapport, blah 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 blah. And at that time, when I went there, it was in 1995. I never forget it. It was March 28th, 1995.
Right.
I officially got hired April 1st. Cause I kept saying, this is a joke, right? This is April Fool's, right? When they call it out and presented me with the offer letter. You know, back then they gave you an offer letter.
Right.
So when I first went on the interview on March 20th or 29th, I went to this company. Nice building, everybody. I'm not going to say everybody know the building I used to work in. Beautiful building. Oh, this would be perfect. It's not that far from where I live, blah, 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 blah. I'm not that far from downtown. I always want to work downtown, blah, 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 blah. Me and her had a good rapport. And then she called me back. She said, we'd like to bring you in for a second interview. I'm like, oh, okay. Now, mind you, I'm peeping out the first time I went. All these people who walk around this office, none of them look like me.
Right.
Didn't think nothing about it. Didn't have no fear. Like, oh, Lord, none of that. But back then in the early 90s or the late 90s, however you want to look at it, it was something about that they had to start meeting these quote-unquote quotas.
Yeah.
In the hiring field.
Right.
In the workplace.
Right.
They wanted African American or someone of color.
Right.
A woman.
Right.
With a degree. And at that time they was trying to reach out to like people who look different. Let's just put out there fat people. I'm just gonna say that's how I took it.
Oh shit, she 3
So
for
that's
1.
why I said, so when I went in for that third interview and I met with the owner of the country and he heard this old country twang. He said, you from East Texas? I said, yes sir, I am. He said, I am too. I think that's what pushed me over the top, like that little man on The Price is Right. That little, whatever that little game was on The Price where he fell off the cliff. I think that's what knocked out the park because I said I had already got the 3. I was black, I was a woman, and I was fat. That's 3 strikes. I hit it out the ballpark.
For sure.
And then when I went to an interview with him, and he was like, okay, you hired. So I know some parts of affirmative action got me my first job that led to my career.
Oh, no.
That's why I'm saying I'm saddened because what if there's another one like me coming up now?
Right. Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Well,
you know, I know a lot of these kids today, they don't have that not even a fear, but that I was a go-getter, but then I was nervous because this is my first time going into like a real job, what we call a career.
Right.
These kids today, they have no fear. Half of them don't want to work anyway. Let's just keep it real. But the ones who do want to go out there and get their foot good, I admire those ones who want to be entrepreneurs. But you have to get your feet wet somewhere.
You gotta learn.
You gotta make money to become an entrepreneur.
Well, see, to piggyback off of what you just said. To piggyback off of that right there, a lot of them, they have to know how business is ran before you can start a business.
When they get the teaching, they get the education in college.
No. They have to actually see it. Learning it is one thing, but actually seeing it for yourself are 2 different things.
Oh, you mean to eventually get in there and get a job?
Right, exactly. They have to know how it works. I mean, I can teach. It's kind of like when you're teaching somebody martial arts. So I could teach you I could teach you Pak Sao all day long, but if you don't practice it, it's not going to do you any good.
You can teach them the fundamentals, but until they actually get their hands in it and on it.
Okay. There you go. Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So I didn't feel like, even like I said, when I Each day I went, each three interviews I went to, no one was like me. None. And then when I got in, I had my own little office. I was like, okay, I'm gonna love this. My own little office. I got a door. You know, I was excited. But not one time, and I admit this honestly from my heart, I never felt isolated as being the only one. It's what we call the only spot. I never did. They never made me feel like that. Right. Now, there were this one man, but hell, he didn't like nobody. And he pretty much told you, I likes nobody. I don't care what you look like. Hey. So that was a giver. We speak, we keep going. Hey, it is what it is. Right. But as far as like, you know, I was like feeling timid because I never did. And I thank God every day that I never felt that way. But there are going to be some people, I've heard people tell stories like they feel like that. They feel like they're getting judged by, well, what they're going to test your knowledge. They're going to test your experience. And they're going to test that about, because I've been told that, oh, I threw you out there to see if you going to sink or swim. That's a given. Yeah. And like I said, my parents and my grandparents always taught me, you going to have to think them 2 to 1 and know 5 times more than what they know. Oh, yeah. But these kids these days, they tell them, they be like, fuck you then, I'm out. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to look at affirmative action. Well, they can't even look at it now because it's gone. Yep. But like with me, I knew about it. I was taught about affirmative action in my business law class. And I kind of like, that what made me, like I started out, like I didn't start like these little mediocre companies. I started out trying to get like sending my resume to big boys, Exxon and IBM and, you know, TI. And, you know, I did that. Right. And I eventually got on with a big company it's affiliated with. Hell, might as well go ahead and say it. It was affiliated with 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is one of the biggest corporations in the world. No doubt. And that was my first career with 7-Eleven. Okay. And I don't regret it at all.
Well, like I said, affirmative action was a good thing. It really was. It was
but why do minorities feel they don't, that it's not? I don't get that. Don't they know they benefit? Okay, I'm looking at it like, maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Explain this to me. How do they not think affirmative action is beneficial? Because if it was up to the masses, and y'all know who I mean by the masses, white folks, you won't even be able to anyway. Exactly. They'll tell you take your tight ass back on that boat. Tight eyes. Take your tight eyes back on that boat and go back over there. Well, see, let's just keep it real.
Which is why I said this is a good thing. That's why I said it's a good thing. It's a good thing because it's gonna wake them up to let them know, hey, just because they made you an honorary white person once before, it's not gonna fly. Because once white supremacy gets finished with their tools, they break them. So that's why I say it's a good thing because they're gonna get their wake up call.
Well, okay, are you saying that because now it's gonna pit them against one another, like who has the more credentials, who has the more education, who has the more blah 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 blah? Is that what you're saying?
Not necessarily.
Then how is it not going to benefit them anymore?
Well, it's not going to benefit them anymore because they're gonna not get their spot in that particular university because of the fact that they are who they are. See, they thought that they didn't get that spot because some black person was in that spot.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So now it's not even that anymore. No. So now you're going to truly see if who you think you are.
Hello.
Gotcha.
Hello.
So like I said, somebody had to explain to me. At first, I'm like, how the hell they going to take away something that's been in place for over 50 years?
And that they benefited from.
And then, exactly. And then here they are. They get upset because they didn't get something they wanted. Yeah. They file a lawsuit and all of a sudden, okay, we can do away with it. How? Okay, now I understand what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah. Well, see here, and also, like we said earlier, if a black person gets accepted into Harvard University, they deserve to be there. I don't give a damn what anybody says, affirmative action or not. They deserve to be there.
Well, like I said, Harvard just don't let anybody in there.
No, they don't.
The school you went to, they don't let anybody in there.
Exactly.
They go out and they come out and they pick you.
Exactly.
Because Harvard, that wasn't one school I applied for. I mean, hell, I could have. I mean, but no.
And you could have gotten in.
Because at that time, I was like, ain't no way I'm going to get up in there. The first one I'm thinking about, they're taken care of pretty much by their, alumni. Yeah. Just like your school is taken care of by their alumni. And then in the interim, they go out and pick and choose. You might submit your application and your certifications and all your accolades to them. They actually have somebody who sit there and read. But I did one time hear that they used to put them like on a board and throw darts at them. And whatever that dart, they will call that person and see if they want to come to school. I did hear that before.
I wouldn't be surprised.
But now I heard they actually they recruit people like old students that's already there to come in and read all those applications that are submitted.
Yep.
And then they put them in a pool and blah 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 blah. I mean, I know however method they have it, but now that you explain it to me in that way, I don't see, this kind of like coming off as racist to me then, because you're thinking because you're Asian, because most people, if you don't know, most people say that Asians are smarter and they make better grades and blah, they have better education than we do. So are they trying to stand on the premise of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Well, shout out to you, Ming Ling Yi. There are quite a few people that's coming out of HBCUs that are just as smart, if not smarter than you.
Hello.
There are some people coming out these Oklahomas and Texas Tech that's as smart as you. Mm-hmm. So you might have some heat on your heels.
And again,
okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And again, like I said, and it's like I said, if there's a black person that goes to Harvard, Yale, Brown, or any of those Ivy League universities, they deserve to be there.
Absolutely.
I don't give a damn what nobody says. Yeah. They deserve to be there.
Now, they do have those ones you get in because your daddy is on the board.
Oh, that's a given. That's mostly white people. Or that
your daddy is an entertainer.
That's mostly white people.
Some of these kids, that's just me talking. But it's like, okay, I'm just going to use it for an example. The Obama girls. Do you think they would have got into those prestigious schools if it weren't for their mom and their dad? Perhaps.
They probably.
Because from my understanding, they were educated young women.
Oh yeah, they're very smart.
But I don't think it would have hurt their last name either, because you know how much clout would come to that school because of them attending.
And that's exactly the reason why they went there.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
Some people get it because of who you know and what you know.
Yep.
And then some people get it because you put in the work.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned on the show before, I think he's from Oklahoma. The little 13-year-old who got 21 offers of scholarships to almost $1.2 billion.
Oh yeah.
Who her, a 13-year-old?
Really?
But he put in the work.
He put the work in.
He got the credentials. He got the education.
Yep.
Okay, now I got a whole new light on this. So maybe you're right. Maybe it is a good thing.
Yeah.
I just hate that it had to come out through a lawsuit. All these years it's been in place.
And again,
and then they get in there and all of a sudden, boom, it's been annihilated.
And again, like I said before, the biggest benefactors of affirmative action, like I said, were white women. Mm-hmm. What are they going to do now? Affirmative action is gone now. And it's going to be a trickle-down effect. It's going to be a trickle-down effect because at first, it's going to be the universities. Then it's going to be housing, jobs, military service, the whole nine.
Well, no, they said it's not going to hurt. It's affirmative action is not going to be in the military service. That's the only part of the nuclear that's not going to be affected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's one of the big notes that had the little asterisk by it.
Right.
This has nothing to do with the military service at all.
Okay, I stand corrected. But anyway.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, this is going to be a wake-up call for a lot of folks. That's why I say it's a good thing. It's going to be a wake-up call for a lot of folks.
Like I said, what if there's another young lady out there like me who is hoping to get out there and present herself, who did good in school and made the grades and got the experience and went to lab and did her lab work and just knew that once she got here and present her resume to these companies, they'll see that, she got, she did what she had, she volunteered and she did this, she did that, she did that, but then they're going to give it to an Asian person.
Well, let me just say this
because they're semi-smarter.
Well, let me say this real quick.
I don't know.
Well, let me say this about that real quick. Number one, will there be another one like you? Probably.
Of course.
Because, this might be a little bit off subject, man. If there's another one like you, whatever man got that one got a good one.
All right now, so say it again.
But anyway, will there be another one like you? Yes. You put the work in. You got the 3 degrees. You got you did what you were supposed to do. You got your foot in the door. Yes, there'll be another one. There will definitely be another one.
But will she have that sensibility of not so much of easiness, but she'll have that comfortability and that capability in herself to know I did put in the work.
In other words,
I
that
do
confidence.
have that,
In other words,
and I can walk in here with my head up high.
Yep.
If they give it to me, they give it to me. They don't. I'm gonna keep pushing.
That's called having confidence.
True.
Okay.
True.
Now, that's something that let's just hope that she does. Whoever she
I pray.
is.
Yeah.
Whoever she is.
Look,
Let's
even
hope
if
that
you
she
think
does.
about it now, a lot of these big corporations these days really still, and they don't have too many up at the top.
Of course
It's
you don't.
not too
Of course you
many.
don't. Of course
They,
you don't.
they have some in the call centers.
Oh.
Might have a couple of, behind the desk
Right.
doing a little managerial, but up in the epsilon category,
Yeah.
not too many.
No, I agree.
Not too many.
I agree.
And then even with that factor, like this idiot that's on the screen, how does he think he got where he was?
He got there because of affirmative action. He said
Exactly.
he admitted it. He admitted it.
So why would you even co-sign on annihilating it now? Why would you vote that way? And then let me see, I found something he said when him and Katanji was going back and forth. They're like, why are they even going back and forth with each other? This is stupid. This is stupid. He pretty much was talking negative about her. But you pretty much was in the same way when you came into the Supreme Court, sir.
Yep. Well, here's the thing about Clarence Thomas. Clarence Thomas, the second he got his foot in the door after Thurgood Marshall retired, because remember he was Thurgood Marshall's replacement, and the second he got his foot in the door, he automatically started cooning. Automatically.
Yeah, this is what he said. It kind of, After graduating from Yale, I met a black alumnus of the University of Michigan Law School who told me that he'd made a point of not mentioning his race on his application. I wish with all my heart that I've done the same. I learned the hard way that a law degree from Yale meant one thing for white graduates and another for blacks, no matter how much anyone denied it. As a symbol of my disillusionment, I peeled a 15-cent price sticker off of a package of cigars and stuck it on the frame of my law degree to remind myself of the mistake I made by going to Yale. And then, you're telling the stories of how you felt and how you had to go in there and get it done. And then you come again and say, I believe blacks can achieve in every avenue of American life without the meddling of university administration. Is it really meddling? Or are they really trying to get good students in their school?
Well, again, let's talk about
Just because you're having it free because you went to Yale and wish you would have never said you're black. So I feel like when you say something, that means you're having a hard time getting where you want to go. And that's another thing. Let me segue for a minute. We need to start bringing... I'm sorry. The first thing I thought about when they said this, some of these names we giving our children, I think that's going to stop them from the gate.
You know
That's
what?
going to stop them. All these Alizés and Hennessy's and Sirs and Prince and King and Lord. Oh my God.
Here, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I have always said that these mothers out here, you want your child to have a unique name. I understand that part. Okay? But when you start Don Quavius and bullshit like that, that automatically puts a stigma on that child. And that's going to make it even worse for him to even try to get a job. Because
Unless they're entrepreneurs.
Unless they're entrepreneurs start their own business with...
even still, if you're trying to apply for a loan and your name will come across a loan, they be like, what this say?
Don Quavius, yeah.
Hopefully by the time they get to the position that they do need this, it'll be someone, cause like I used to say that all the time. So like I said, I used to be a little judgmental about tattoos.
Yeah.
And I used to say, girl, tattoos gonna stop people from doing it. That's why when I got my guy on my foot, because how often do you look at people's feet?
You don't.
And then when I used to go on interviews and stuff, I used to wear covered shoes. I would never wear my feet out.
Yeah.
And then one time I went to I went somewhere that was like high end, like a lawyer office. I went to a lawyer's office. And that's the thing is when I had my car wreck and I went to a lawyer's office. And the lawyer I talked to had tattoos all behind his neck, all behind his ear, had a sleeve. You know how they had what they call that sleeve?
Yeah.
And I was like, do I really want this man representing me? But I tell you, when I tell you he was the best lawyer I ever had.
Knew what he was doing though, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Exactly.
So I guess you can't judge a person by a tattoo anymore.
You really can't.
But back in the day, we did.
Yeah.
I know I did anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people did.
So maybe when they get up there, and when they get time to look, maybe when nobody judge them by their name, I guess.
We can only hope that. I mean, I don't have any problems with someone having a very unique name. I don't have an issue with that.
I think
At
it's
all.
cool because I wanted to read the definition of affirmative, because I know a lot of people kept saying, well, what does that even mean? What does affirmative action even mean? I was like, damn, we don't know the basic definition of affirmative action. But I don't know. Like I said, when I first heard about it, it saddened me. It just, I'm like, can we not have anything?
Well, it's like
We've been going along to get along with this process for 50 plus years. We got in there, did the job, did the work, stayed late, worked overtime, went to classes on the side. You know, we did what we had to do to get where we need to be. And then because they went up there one time and things that happened to them, boom, there's a problem. That's the part I was stuck on. Cause that's how when that little Asian guy gave his little rhetoric of why they filed the lawsuit, I'm thinking, is he serious? Because he couldn't get into Yale because he knew he had better scores? That's crazy to me. That was kind of asinine to me. But I don't know.
Well, you know, it's like I said, you know, it's one of those situations to where you really, my mic stand's missing. Okay, now I got it. Okay, it's again, like I said, this is a good thing, and the reason why I say it's a good thing is because they're going to get that serious wake up call once they figure out, hey, it wasn't about your grades. Okay, because again, like I said, if a black person goes to Yale or Harvard or any Ivy League school or whatever school they go to, they deserve to be there.
Yeah.
Because they put the work in for it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when I hear people say that, and again, like I said, and I keep on saying this, I'm going to keep on beating this drum. The biggest benefactors of affirmative action were white women. They benefited from affirmative action more than any other group.
Let me read the definition that I found.
Go ahead.
Affirmative action, also known as positive action or positive discrimination, involves sets of policies and practices within a government or organization seeking to include particular groups that were historically discriminated against based on their gender, race, sexuality, creed, or nationality in areas in which such groups are underrepresented. Such as education and employment. Historically and internationally, support for affirmative action has sought to achieve goals such as bridging inequalities in employment and pay, increasing access to education, promoting diversity, and redressing wrongs, harms, or other hindrance. What wrong, harm, or hindrance have Asian people been through?
None.
That's what I'm saying.
They get the same rights and privileges as white people.
This brings me back to that story when that man got hit in the head out there in California. Now all of a sudden they got all these laws from Asian people. You can't hear them, you can't look at them, you can't do nothing. You're going to jail.
Yeah.
Now
it's
here
a
we go.
hate
The
crime.
same thing here. The same thing here. He tried to get into Harvard, couldn't get it. So he went and cried to somebody.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
Mm-hmm.
It just said right here, positive action that was a discriminate. Who else in this world have been discriminated against more?
Black people.
So they needed affirmative action.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Now we're gonna see who really can do it now, who really got the and the guspa to get in there. But still, at least that was a leg up for us to even try to stand on.
I agree.
And now here it is, something y'all done took away again.
I agree.
It's
But like
so
I said,
pathetic.
but again, like I said, this is a good thing because they're gonna get that wake up call. It's already starting. It's already starting.
Like I said previously on the show, man, they trying to take us back to Jim Crow, and I don't think I'm gonna make it.
I know I ain't gonna make it.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
I know I'm not gonna make it,
I
man.
done been through too much, heard too much, seen too much. Unless they gonna go in here and reprogram my brain, I don't think I can.
I know I ain't gonna make it. I already know it. I ain't gonna make it. I am not gonna make it.
Because I got up there and got an education just like they did. I get up and go to work just like they do. I pay my taxes. Like, people say, I pay my taxes. I pay my taxes just like all the rest of them.
Yep.
So why would I go up and let somebody tell what I can and cannot do?
Precisely. It's a conundrum, babe. I mean, really, it makes you think. It makes you think. And like I said, this is a good thing. This is a good thing.
I want to look at it like that, but I feel like, for lack of better words, if DeSantis become president,
oh my God,
we gone.
I already know.
We are going on the first thing, smoking.
Man, let me.
And I'm gonna tell you, from my understanding, people always say, I'm just gonna go back home to Africa. Africa is not good either these days.
You know what?
Canada not good either these days. It's not really. It's like, I just heard the other day, is it Libya? Some country or some, whatever they call over there, principal, whatever they call over there in Africa, they really still have people who are slaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
In 2023.
Yeah.
People still live like slaves.
Yeah. Yeah.
That blew my mind when I heard that. I said, wait a minute, what?
Uh-huh.
He's like, yeah, we still have people. I think is it Libya, I think he said?
It's either Libya or Lesotho, one of the two.
They are still living like actual born slaves from the cotton fields in Alabama.
Yep. I know it.
You see how long my nails are?
Mm-hmm.
These are my nails.
I know it.
You think I can pick cotton?
Hell no. Shit.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm being facetious. Please forgive me. But I just,
Well, again,
So
like I
what
said.
you do? What you do to get here? Well, I went to school and I got 3. You got what? And you out here picking cotton with me? I sure am.
Wow.
Whole demeanor and talk and everything gonna change. Hey, how y'all doing? We're going here this field.
It's getting to that point, man, because like I said, and like you said, if Ron DeSantis becomes president, it's over. It's over, man. It is over. Because he already said what he was going to do when he becomes president.
We need to get a game plan. Because something, when Trump got in office, we was like, But Trump don't owe us nothing. Because he told us he wasn't going to give us nothing.
Let me tell you something.
And he did just
Trump,
that.
With Donald Trump, when Donald Trump got elected, he didn't make any promises to black people. He made no promises.
He owed us nothing.
That's number one. And number two, Donald Trump's policies did not help black people at all.
No, because he said he wasn't going to do nothing.
Okay? They didn't hurt black people. His policies did not hurt black people at all. Now, did they?
He pretty much said, whatever Obama promised y'all hang on that. Because it ain't going to change and it ain't going to get no better.
Exactly. That's my whole point.
Ain't gonna hang on that.
Exactly. That's what I'm getting at right there. Whatever policies he had, whatever policies he put out there, they didn't help black people, but they didn't hurt black people either. So I can't say that for Joe Biden, but anyway, because all of Joe Biden's policies, they have never helped black people, and they are hurting black people because every time he puts out a policy, it's for somebody else other than black people.
Yeah. Okay, so I brought that up to say that. So Of course, if you haven't heard, Trump is running again.
Of course, and he's gonna win it.
That's what I'm saying. You think he gonna win over DeSantis?
No doubt.
So maybe we'll get a reprieve, or a reprieve, and we won't go back to the field.
Hopefully, because even though Trump is a racist bastard, he's not blatantly racist like DeSantis is. And I remember somebody at a town hall, they was talking to DeSantis, and DeSantis was trying to say he's not racist, which we know is bullshit.
Well, if you're not racist, shit,
who the hell ain't?
General
Who the
Lee,
hell is?
you and General Lee.
Come on, man. Now, see, he said he wasn't racist, but here's the thing about it, though. He said he said he wasn't a racist, and the guy that was talking to him was a black dude, and he said, "Well, here's the thing about it, Mr. DeSantis. You went to a known white supremacist rally. You took money from known white supremacist groups. So." I'm not saying you're a racist. The racists are saying that you're a racist. Because you damn sure didn't get their campaign money back, now did he?
Be like, if you're not racist, Archie Bunker and George Jefferson was best of friends.
For sure.
Come on now.
Man, come on. You know Archie Bunker was everybody's favorite racist.
That's what I'm saying. So if you're not racist, Archie Bunker was like... Archie Bunker and George Jefferson was like... Coach Sheaf and what's the name on Cooley High, the best of buddies.
Yeah, for real.
Fred rerun and Roger on what's happening.
For sure, man. That was homies.
No.
Oh my God. Man,
no.
Come on. We know you're a racist, DeSantis. Just go ahead and put them and pull your hood out of your briefcase. We know you're
And that's
racist.
what I was saying. If that's how you truly feel, but you want to run for these political office, put that in your rhetoric. Put that on your little, whatever that thing they call, they got to read, so what they running for, put it on there. And let me judge if I want to know, or if I want to vote for someone who is pretty much telling me he ain't going to give me nothing, he not going to look out for me, it's all about his, and his.
Right.
Tell me that. Don't pull wool on my owl or feed me a fairy tale, and then once you get in there, I'm getting loaded on the back of a wagon, and I'm going back down south. You know what I'm saying? Just tell me up front. Stop being so mischievous and convoluted to where you just like, I'm gonna tell him this. I'm gonna try to get, because the only thing he was like, I was trying to tell you, because he is trying to tell us something.
Yeah, he's a racist.
He's trying to tell us something. He just ain't full-fledged with it. He's breaking out bits and pieces.
Open. He's open with it.
No, he breaking out bits and pieces. Like, once you look at it, you be like, well, is it? Because you kind of like, is it? I mean, yeah, that was kind of like a risque kind of book. You know, you sort of question yourself about some of the books that he is pulling. But still, that's not your call to make. That's that parent's call to make.
I agree.
That's how I look at the book situation. But then, like, the thing he did about women and abortion. Okay, that's your religion. That's how you feel. That's your religion. You can't put your religion on me. You don't know my circumstances. I could have got raped by somebody I don't even know, and now my baby is danger, might not make it. So I gotta put myself in danger because I can get abortion because of how you feel religiously. So I look at stuff like that. I haven't quite said he was a racist, but he's tapped. His toe is on that line.
Shit, I say he's a racist. I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
But I just feel like once he get, he be like, and I'm gonna go ahead and rip this off totally. And then the real him gonna come out and he be like, pack them up, all of them, back to Bama, back to Mississippi,
put their
back to Georgia,
put their asses back on the plantation.
And we're not gonna go first. They're gonna take us on a wood wagon, and one of the wheels is so raggedy you think the wheel gonna come off. It's gonna take us 40 days and 40 nights to get there. And then once we get there, they're gonna throw us about 50 of us in one little shack room. Yep. And expect us to get up the next morning to go in the fields at 4 a.m.
Bright and early. At the ass crack of dawn. It's getting to that point, man, because like I said, if he becomes president, I can see that happen, but I don't think he's going to get it, though. I hope to God that I'm wrong. I hope I hope I'm right. I take that back. I hope I'm right, because nah, man. Nah.
Bernice King was on was it Joy Reid? I think it was Joy Reid's show. And that's another one I was telling you about. Joy Reid. Joy Reid said they came looking for her to go to Harvard. So it's like some people they came and got to because of what they did and how they put in the work. Okay, that's another story.
Okay.
They asked her, would her father be satisfied with how the way the world is going now, as far as like with the critical race theories and the way DeSantis taking away everything, taking away books, and now they're trying to Mississippi is trying to go back into Jim Crow law status and stuff like that. And then here come Texas with old Ironside. He thinking about doing the same thing.
Yeah.
As much as they fought, as much as they walked, as much as they had dogs put on them and water hoses sprayed on them, would he be satisfied?
Answer is
and
no.
that woman said, no, ma'am, he would not.
No.
So how can we even ascertain the thought that as much as they did for us to get us, we're not even at the plateau now. Now some people are up there. You have those ones who don't reach the plateau. I guess what you can say, they done made it. But some of us who still scrapping trying to get out the bucket. But we have somebody on our back that's steady pulling us down. But we still trying to get out the bucket. What about us? We're trying to do the right thing, the way you wrote these laws for us to do it. But then again, because you don't like maybe the melanin in my skin or the way I talk or the way I live, whatever, you're going to take me backwards? I thought this was progressive country. Don't progressive mean move forward?
Yeah, if you're white.
So why are we moving back because of the melanin in my skin?
You just answered your own question.
Why? You can tell me, you're trying to tell me that you don't want me to succeed or be halfway successful, because I probably, your eyes, I can never be as successful as you. But at least get, trying to pull myself up by my bootstraps and do what you told us to do. And like I said, told us to do. Trying to get everything done expeditiously. And because you have a problem with that, you go sign up, well, ain't nothing I can do. And go let it just happen?
Yep.
When I tell you this is, like I said, we are talking about, I ain't gotta be here. I go back to Africa.
Go ahead.
I go to Canada. I know I won't.
What? Well,
I'm talking all this bullcrap right now, but I guess I'll be going right back to Alabama.
Shit.
Because I don't want to go to Africa. And I don't want to go to Canada.
Let me say this real quick. I'm a foundational black American. This is home to me. Okay? Black people have been here for 57,000 years. So, that's a known fact. Okay? We're from here. I'm not going anywhere. I'll stay here and piss white folks off. I don't give a damn. But that's just me.
So if they try to send you back, you going to stay where?
Send me back where?
Alabama.
I just go to Alabama and make the best of it. I'll be just like Kunta Kinte, plotting my escape.
I'll be just like Chicken George. I'll be plotting and telling and everything. Well, I thought you said, well, that's what I heard. And I be talking about, well, here's a map. I be telling people what y'all doing and then selling y'all the map at the same time.
That's messed up.
As many of us as it is, you mean tell me we can't come together before they send us back? We can't come together and start our own?
Here's the thing about that. Let me answer that question. It's not that we can't. Okay? That's why I keep telling people to read that book by Neely Fuller, The Compensatory Counter-Racist Code. That's how white people get over on us. They keep us divided. All right? Now, the reason why they keep us divided is because they know good and well that the second that we start coming together as a people, we can shake the world up.
Exactly.
Okay? And J. Edgar Hoover said that too. He said the biggest threat to national security is black unity. So that's why they keep us separated. I mean, you can go to New York right now, you can see two people right now debating about which religion is a black man's true religion. And they would never ever come together on one accord because one's a Muslim and one is a Hebrew Israelite. And they both have the same ideology. This is the black man's true religion.
Just take religion out. Why can't we just come together as a color of our skin?
I'm just using that as an example.
Know what I'm saying? But why can't we just don't even bring religion? Why can't we kind of go for the color of our skin? They don't care what your religion. They looking at you because, like I said, all these people I used to go to school with a bunch of Jamaicans.
Yeah.
And they used to call us, y'all just lazy. You just do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. And I used to tell them all the time, keep your mouth closed. Mm-hmm. And when the police come up here, they not going to look at you no different than they look at me.
Hello.
But until you open your mouth, they'll be like, where you from, boy? You got that little accent. That's the first thing. But if they walk up on here and we just standing here, they going to think we all the same.
Yep.
So why can't we come together just the color of our skin and do something? Yeah, we say fight. They told us to fight the right way. Some say fight the right way, some say fight the other way. But we fighting the right way. There's no way that we can't help one another.
Again,
aren't we tired of fighting against each other?
Again, that's the whole thing about the separation. That's the whole thing about the separation. They keep us separated because if we ever came together, it'd be on the cracking. And they know that. That's why they gotta keep us separated. See, the best way, it's like this here. If you have an army that's strong as hell, the best way to get that army to become weak is to what? Separate that army.
But who's separating us?
The powers that be.
Why?
Because we're too powerful if we ever unite.
So you mean tell me you'd rather listen to someone who's never stood in the shadows of what your ancestors have been through and make that your conversation piece?
No.
Make that your way of thinking?
No.
And you've heard. You probably haven't heard all of it. Someone in your family have told you what your bloodline have been through to get to where you are. Just you by yourself.
Right.
So why would you listen to another man, culture, whatever, and decide your future on that?
Personally, I wouldn't, but that's just me. But I'm just one person. The individual is somebody completely different.
Don't get me wrong, but we spoke about this the last podcast. We have some of our own.
Yeah.
Candace.
Oh, shit.
Uncle Ruckus on today's topic. Herschel. Jesse Lee.
It's a bunch
There's a bunch of
Tim
them
Scott.
who I'm feeling like they should be for us, but they're not.
Tim Scott, Alan West,
They are
and the
not.
list goes on.
And you
on.
know they have their own way of thinking. They have whatever they want to do and however they want to live their life, they can.
Yeah.
But in the interim, if we have a race ride right now,
them
they're gonna be
motherfuckers-
pushing you in your back. Get back over there with your kind. Get back over there with your kind. They ain't gonna let you over there. They're
they
not
know
gonna
that.
let you cross that line.
They're too stupid to know that.
No, they think they are. They think they'll be able to go over there.
They're under the illusion of inclusion. I know it. That's exactly the problem. They're under the illusion of inclusion, but that's a whole other subject, though.
Who you love is who you love. I'm not trying to tell nobody who to
I
love,
ain't-
who to date, who to be friends with,
I'm not
whatever. But when you gotta look at it, when the way this world is shaping up now, you gotta start thinking about it.
I agree.
You got to start thinking about it.
I agree. I mean, again, I'm like you. I don't care who you with. That's your business. That's between you and whoever the hell it is you with. I ain't got no problems with that.
So just think about it. If this man family hardcore in the civil rights movement,
Right?
trumping, marching, yes, rights for black people, get out and vote, put this man in office, he gonna do great things for us. And then you go away, army, college, tail up to the local store and meet Becky, and you and Becky fall in love, you and Becky get married, you and Becky have children. That's a conundrum for that man right there.
Yep.
So do I hold that against him? Cause this man have half white kids.
Okay.
Even though people think when you got that one blood and you black, people gonna look at his kid as half white.
Yep.
So what does he do? Oh, they gonna have their own little section?
Good question. But
This world is a melting pot. I've seen what's some people who play baseball? Darkest night. And they're Dominicans.
Yeah.
So where do they go?
I got a friend of mine named Emilio Trinidad. Shout out to Emilio. That's my dude right there. He's Dominican. If you just by looking at him, you would look at him and say he's just a light-skinned, curly-haired black dude.
And they do not what you call it? They don't call themselves black people. They don't.
No, they call themselves Dominican.
Exactly. They don't use black as no. They be like, no. I'm Dominican.
Yeah.
But
Same
you
deal
look-
with Puerto Ricans and the
Look
Cubans.
at your skin though.
The same deal with the Puerto Ricans and the Cubans. They do the same thing.
They have a problem. They know you cannot call them black at all.
Hell, look at Jamaicans. They blacker than the ace of spades.
Can't call them black. There's some Africans like the same way.
Yep.
You cannot call them black. So if a race war breaks out right now, what they gonna do?
They be trying to side with us. Brother, we are in this together. No, go on
you
over
just
there.
said you not black.
Go on
sir.
over there.
Last week, me and you was in the break room. And you pretty much told me you are not black.
Exactly. Yeah, go on over there, bro. But that's how they go. That's how they do.
Well, again, my thought, like I said, my thoughts on affirmative action has always been a peaceful thought.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've seen it and heard that it has helped a lot of people. I can say in my own little way, it helped me get started on my career.
Right. I know it helped me.
But when I heard it, I'm like, damn, what else they gonna take away? But then I guess the way I was looking at it, you've given me a different way of looking at it. Because maybe this would now put us all on the same playing field.
Mm-hmm.
And to see, well, we can't use affirmative anymore. So if I got the job, that means I really qualified for the job.
Exactly.
It wasn't because of my skin color or what I have. It was because I had the credentials.
Exactly.
I can see that factor now. But then I know they kept saying about the school, like, are they going to have enough good students to come to school? Because a lot of kids did go on affirmative action.
Yeah.
To these predominantly PWIs.
Yeah, predominantly white institutions. Yeah.
But is that going to be a factor in administration, though?
Good question.
I mean, I just feel like before they handed down this breakage, 'cause I feel like it's a breakup, did they really look at the factors across the board?
No, they didn't.
And now they already trying
Because
to
it's going to trickle down. It's going to trickle down.
Who is it DeSantis? Another well, I know Ironside trying to do it now for Texas. Texas schools are not going to get any more government funding. Colleges, no government funding.
I know it. Like
a lot of us went to school on government funding.
Right.
So now you're trying to take us getting a college education away? Because that's how a lot of us went to school.
Yep.
It's like
it's a trickle down
stuff
effect.
That they don't need, the stuff they need to be worried about and trying to fix, they don't.
I'm telling you,
it's crazy.
Like I said, 1 minute is one thing, it's gonna trickle down to something else. Like I said, it's a domino effect. In other words, not trickle down, but the domino effect.
Yeah, I need to be trying to fix these laws as to we might, like I said a couple of weeks ago, we might have a president sitting up in Sing Sing running the country.
Mm-hmm.
Because y'all haven't changed these laws in over umpteen years.
Because with the way things are structured right now, if he was to go to jail, he could still be president.
In jail.
Running
with an orange suit on.
Running the country from San Quentin. Think about it. Who would have thought?
But y'all trying to take government funding out of schools. Why? What? Trying to make me go to jail if I call somebody a he, but he carries his life as a
I want
she.
to talk about that. I'm glad you brought that up.
You gonna take me to jail because he looks like a
boy.
boy.
I am glad you brought that up. I am glad you brought that up because I want to talk about that. If for those of you who don't know, there's a law that's about to be passed. If you call somebody the wrong pronoun, you will go to prison.
You hear that? Not jail.
Prison. You will go to prison.
Because this person sit over here with an Adam's apple big as a pear tree. And they look like a boy.
Looking like a halfback in a miniskirt and high heels.
I feel like a girl. Yeah. And he called me a boy. Girl.
Shit. Well, you got a 5 o'clock shadow and you got an Adam's apple. Your voice is deeper than mine.
Exactly.
So come on, man.
Adam's apple sticking out your neck like a mango.
Come on.
And you getting mad at me?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. So it's going to be a federal law, not a local law, not a state law, a federal law that if you call someone by the wrong pronoun, you go to jail.
But you're not worried about the president sitting in jail trying to decide if he want to push the button on Rush. Okay. You know what? Yeah, go ahead. Let's go on back to Alabama. Let's go because this world is going nuts. It's not even thinking long term. It just think like right now.
Right.
And y'all messing with laws don't need to be messed with, wrote up, passed, anything. So if I call that man a boy, all I can do is say, oh, I'm sorry.
That law right there is, I've always said this, man, the Alphabet Brigade, they are just nothing but a bunch of bullies. They are forcing people to accept this lifestyle. And I've always said, and I continue to beat this drum, and I might get flagged for it. I really don't give a good goddamn. But let me just say this real quick. A person's sexual preference, that's a private thing. I don't need to know what you do behind closed doors. That's not my business. Only person I'm sleeping with is that woman that I'm looking at right now. That's it.
That's my thing. So if me and you start talking about what we doing, how we get down, what?
Exactly. That's my whole point.
How can they do it? Don't have nothing in ramification, and people like, oh my God, you ain't got something. They get offended, and they get a whole law wrote about it. I can get a ticket or go to jail, but I'm just simply tell you how me and my husband been down there. And it'll be like, oh my God, that's just too much.
That's just nasty.
That's just nasty. Exactly.
Keep that to yourself, and that's where I feel about someone's sexual preference. Keep it to yourself. I don't need to know that. I don't even care. I really don't.
I had this friend who always say, God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Okay.
Not Adam and Steve. We don't need to see all that. True. I mean, if you want to think about it, me and our sexuality is more what the guidelines of the world should be.
Yeah.
But we're not going around tell y'all what we do every day.
No.
But they do. They tell you in the minute. Well, you know I'm gay. I don't need to know if you're gay or not.
I don't care. I
don't care. Sometimes you can kind of tell by some people mannerisms.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can tell.
But I don't care. You do not have to pronounce it to me at all.
I don't care. Right. That's my whole point. I don't care. I could care less about what you sleep with. That's not my business. So you a dude that like suck dude's dick. That's your business. I don't care.
You know I'm Aquarius, right? I'm an Aquarius. I am an Aquarius.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Don't nobody care.
Okay.
That's just like me going around telling people I got curly hair. So,
I see it.
So.
I see it on your head.
And. Okay. Oh, I got one for you, babe. That's just like me going around telling people I like to eat fried chicken.
That's a given. Everybody think black people eat fried chicken and watermelon.
Exactly. You know, I mean, my point is nobody cares. Nobody cares. I don't give a damn if you are a homosexual or whatever you want to call yourself. On that same token, they got a new sexual orientation now, babe. Have you heard about this?
A new what?
A new sexual orientation.
What do you mean?
It's called gynosexual. You know what that means?
Oh my God.
You know what that means?
No.
A person that likes women.
That's a male.
Yeah, it's strictly at males. It's at males that like women.
You know what got me the other day? Okay, now you brought that up. Transgender are trying to equate themselves as women. So instead of calling themselves women or calling us women, they calling us cis women. What the hell does that mean?
I heard that one, and I also
I'm a woman. I ain't no cis nothing.
Exactly.
No, it's not a bad thing. Don't say it then.
All right then.
So why you just can't call a guy whatever you just said? Why he just can't be a male?
I'm just a guy, a heterosexual male. That's what I am.
Why all these formalities? What's this come? What is this for? Why are we trying to change the narrative?
Exactly.
Why? To do what?
They've been trying to do that.
To make you feel better. You know your shit is wrong. Let's keep it real.
Yeah, you said it, not me. But anyway, and I back you 100%. And another name that they have for biological women, they call them birthing people.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Oh, you saw that shit?
So that's all I am, is a birthing canal.
Yeah, a birthing
I'm not a
people.
woman who has a brain,
process.
Who hurts, who bleeds, who feels, who loves. I just here to birth babies. Wow.
But check this out. Those same people are trying to get Aretha Franklin's song Natural Woman banned. Remember that?
I know, right? And I don't see the negative of that song.
You make me feel like a natural woman. Well, you know, she's talking about how her man makes her feel.
Exactly. Those are her feelings about her dude.
For real.
So what's so negative about that song?
I guess now they're going to get mad at me if they see me grabbing your ass in public, baby.
Probably. I feel, what they call it, when somebody, I'm insulted.
Why are you insulted?
I feel like that's just, they shouldn't be doing that. She's been violated.
She's
been me too'd.
She's being violated. No, I'm married to her. I grab her ass all the time. She'll tell you that.
You know, it's like every day.
Yeah.
I know people keep telling me to stop doing it, but I wake up and look at the news every day.
It's always something.
Either it's some killings with these guns, because guns are getting out of control. Like all these mass shootings that happen on 4th of July.
Oh, I want to talk about
ridiculous.
Those. I want to talk about those.
Absolutely ridiculous. But y'all wondering why they done shut down affirmative action. We're about to put a man in the office that's going to have his residence at a Sing Sing prison.
Yeah, 10 by
They
10
taking
sale.
books out of school, but they don't forgot these kids walking around with this nice ass device in their hand that they can pretty much pull up anything they want to.
Yep.
Y'all worried about a woman and her biological clock. Y'all worried about what she do with her body. It's just stuff y'all have no idea what y'all need to worry about, and the stuff you need to be worried about, you just letting it fly away.
Yep. That's
How
usually
are
it
we
works.
supposed to function in this world? Some of us, and I do mean some of us, don't even want to leave our house these days. Cause we thinking, am I gonna make it back? They started popping fireworks over here. I got so damn scared because I was sitting in front of the patio. I got up and moved because some of them fireworks sound like bullets.
They probably were gunshots.
Can't drive in your car like that lady. Can't drive in your car. She got a gun put on her because she didn't move when the light turned green. I mean, it's just silly. It's just too much. Is it silliness or people have lost their damn minds?
You just answered your own question.
Are people just this angry?
You just answered your own question.
If you're that angry, stay at home.
I agree with you on that.
You do not need to be in the public. Stay at home.
I agree with you on that one.
But there gonna be some of us who looking at our phones and don't see when the phone turn red, or we could be looking at our purses or changing the radio station. Just blow your horn and give a little, like I do. I blow my horn and give a little wave in my hand, like move. Now in my car, would you move your goddamn ass out? In my car, I'm saying that. But when I blow my horn, I'm like, okay, light green. I mean, people have moments. We all have moments. Why pull a gun? I don't know.
Well, babe.
But this affirmative action, like I said, it got me down. But now, like I said, I have a different perspective. Now, I guess, I hate to put it this way. I guess now we just have to sit and pray and watch the fallout. Maybe it'll be a good fallout. Maybe it won't.
That's all we can do at this point because, like I said, the whole thing about affirmative action is a good thing. Like I said, we'll see. We'll just have to see.
Oh, wait. The Obama said something, especially Michelle.
Oh, yeah. Read that.
Notes. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. I deleted it. Even though Trump said something.
Man, if Donald Trump said something, come on.
I was like, no, Trump that said something about affirmative action.
And it wasn't negative either. That's the whole thing about it.
Okay, the one that I really like, let me see if I can flip it quick. Did you see the one Michael Eric Dyson wrote? He was talking about Clarence Thomas.
I saw that. I saw that.
Let's see. I like his too because he pretty much put Clarence Thomas in his place.
A lot of folks did.
Let me see if I can find it. It's on you. It's gonna start playing. Dang, I thought I had it, but
Want me to find it?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Hold on.
Okay.
You got it?
He called him a malignant black self-hatred. Yay.
Where's the lie? Where's the lie?
Yay. And we're talking about how he was one of the ones who benefit from affirmative action.
Yeah.
He cannot believe that he voted for the, he was just, I loved him. I mean, I didn't read all of what his tweet, but
Paraphrase
it was
just paraphrase it.
Let me see if I can. I'm gonna try to find the whole thing.
Was it on Twitter?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Yeah. Cause I was like, ooh, is it nice? I was like, well, where is the lie? Where is the lie? While you look at it, I'm gonna read the one that let's see. I think I found it. I thought I had took a snippet of it. Okay, this is what Michael Eric Dyson said. He put a picture of Clarence on, kind of like the one you have up on the screen.
Yeah.
Excuse me, the one you had up on the screen. It says, "This is the face of a man who climbed the ladder of affirmative action to his present perch of power, only to help destroy the very ladder on which he ascended. This is not only the mark of deep ingratitude and disavowalment of history, but a withering betrayal of justice and democracy." Where is the lie? Where is the lie? In other words, he's calling you a sellout.
Yeah.
He calling you a sellout, bruh. And I don't see the lie at all. Okay, well, this is what Michelle Obama said. She said,
Okay.
so often we just accept
I
that
just found it. Yeah. Go
that
ahead.
money, power, and privilege are perfectly justifiable forms of affirmative action.
Okay.
While kids growing up like I did are expected to compete when the ground is anything but level.
Yeah.
So today, my heart breaks for any young person out there who's wondering what their future holds and what kinds of chances will be open to them. That, because this is where so remember I kept saying, what if there's another me out there coming up now? Will she have that same within herself that I did?
Walking on
After
hope.
I read Michelle, I'm thinking, damn, that's the same way I'm feeling too. Michelle's like, yeah, the playing field wasn't level for us.
No.
But at least we had those ancestors who instill in us, go get it. I'm behind you 100%. Go get it. I want you to be better than me. Achieve it. Keep trying. That's what was in my head. And my parents taught that to me and my sister and brother.
Me too.
So that's what pushed me to keep going and keep further, get a little bit more than what they had. So obviously Michelle's family did the same thing. But
Yep.
just like she said, I'm wondering about the ones after me.
Right.
Like my nieces.
Right.
Will they have more than me, have more than their parents? And will it be a hard hill for them to climb?
Right.
Or to get up to, get over, however you want to look at it. That's why I was saying that by myself. Like, I wonder. That's why I said I don't know if they should have took it away like that. I don't know. I'm like,
Well,
but
let me
then
say
like I
this.
said, I like the way you explained it, and so now I'm really torn now. I don't know. Is it a good thing or not?
Well, again, like I said, I don't like the fact that they took it. I'm not saying that at all. I would never say that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
But I think it's a good thing.
But like I said, I understand what you're saying. Now
Right.
we can see who really
Right.
on the playing field.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Precisely.
But
But
what
like
if you
I said,
have that little timid girl who don't think she can? What does she do?
well,
Or that little shy guy, like you say you're an introvert. What if you
no
find
doubt.
another little introvert who don't have that will to be like to keep trying to be like, well, I tried, I don't know what to do now.
do
What about
something else.
him?
Yeah. Well, my mother, I can honestly tell you, I can honestly tell you about mom, man. Mom was like, God gave you a brain, use it.
But what if they don't have that motivation?
I agree with you on that. Everybody don't have that. Like I said, I was fortunate enough to have
Me
that.
too. On both sides.
Yeah.
Mother, father, grandparents on both sides, uncles, and yes, on both sides. Yes.
Right. You had that. You had people pushing
Friends,
you.
parents, yes.
Oh yeah, I had that myself. I had, my mother, my stepdad, and like I said, even though my stepdad has those shortcomings, he pushed me to do great things.
He knew what it was. He
Right.
knew what was forthcoming.
Exactly. He knew
Yeah.
he knew what I was capable of doing before I knew it.
Absolutely.
And that's the whole point. So, and I can't do nothing but respect him for that. So yeah, but you have to have that push, man, because it's important. But again, like you said, everybody don't have that push. That's why you got so many people right now that are very intelligent that aren't doing anything with their lives. And that's sad. But again, affirmative action was something that was necessary. It's unfortunate that Clarence Thomas did what he did to shoot it down. But it's going to come back and hit him. It's going to come back and shoot him in the foot.
That's what I was just going to say. Do you know once that verdict came out, or once that what, how you want to put it, came down, and President Biden, first of all, he interrupted my stories for national breaking news. First of all,
Big mistake.
and then he started announcing. I was like, what? They got the little ticker running under him, saying what was going on. So many people start tweeting and whatever that stuff, Facebooking and all that.
Yeah.
That it's a sad day in history, and oh my God, I can't believe. I wonder how that man feel that he got called a sellout, where he pretty much used the same format to get to where he is.
Yeah.
People voted for him to get to where he is.
Yeah.
And the best thing people can say about you is that you're a sellout.
Well, they didn't lie.
If that don't faze that man at all, something wrong with that man.
I agree.
That man is there for a pay check.
Paul Mooney had a joke when he was doing his live album, his called Race. Somebody in the audience said, somebody here wants to know about Clarence Thomas. And Paul Mooney said this, and I quote, "Oh, Clarence Thomas is the nigga. He got the black man's American dream. He got a big dick, a white woman, and a lifetime job." So Clarence Thomas is doing what his white paymasters are telling him to do. Because ever since Clarence Thomas was in office, everything that black people wanted to do, he shot the shit down without question. Because Dr. Claude Anderson, shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson, I have all 5 of his books. Dr. Claude Anderson was one of the first people to come up with a plan for reparations for black people. I mean, an actual plan, even though Frederick Douglass suggested it, and they shot that down immediately. But Dr. Claude Anderson actually had a plan, said this is what you need to do, give them XYZ amount of money, and Clarence Thomas shot it down just like that.
Well, if that billionaire that's down here in Texas have to go to court and explain where all his little gifts that he was giving to Clarence Thomas might be unasked in that seat real soon.
Hey, it is
then
what it is.
What that big white woman gonna do? She gonna leave his ass.
Hell yeah, she gonna leave his ass. Hell yeah, she gonna leave. You already know.
So when they make it, this is what I'm having a brain freeze. I know it, but I don't know it. So when you make it to Supreme Court justice status, can they take that status away from you?
That's a good question.
Can they take that seat away from you?
That's a good question. I've never seen it happen.
Cause they finna try to take Trump away from. He not even off. They trying to indict him. So can they take this man's seat away from him? Cause he done. You can see along the way, he done accepted and done some bogus shit.
Of course. That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, that was today's show, Affirmative Action. And
it was one hell of a show, man. I'm telling you.
Like
it's
I said,
one of my.
I hope that there is no severe fallout from this.
Yeah.
But in the back of my mind, it will be.
I agree.
There has never been anything that has been in place for many, many years. And they come and try to change, just like Roe versus Wade. They trying to get all this fallout from that. Mm-hmm. So anything that's been in place for many, many years, and they come in and try to revise it or revamp it, it's such detrimental fallout. It's sickening. Yeah. And I feel like this might be one, from the colleges to the employment. Yeah. Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna have a domino effect. I'm telling you, man. But I hope it doesn't. But you know, I can feel it. I can see that happening. But as usual, my beautiful wife, good show.
Absolutely, this was a banger.
Oh yeah, I knew it was going to be.
This was a banger.
I knew it was going to be.
From the MTP news.
Oh my God!
All the way to the show topic. It always, like I said, I enjoy doing the show because it just makes you think. It just makes you wonder: is this the world we living in?
Yeah.
What do people think? How do they think? Why you don't like somebody because of the color of their skin?
A lot of them don't think, babe.
Crazy.
Think about this, babe. A lot of them don't think.
How you gonna get in this world if you don't think? Are you just going with the motions?
Yes, answer your own question.
Oh, you follow the leader. Oh, okay. You a follower. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Most people, you'll be surprised. Most of them are.
But you don't need to be in office if you're a leader.
I agree. If you're a
follower.
Yeah, I agree.
How I'm supposed to follow you and you follow somebody? No,
exactly.
I'm trying to believe in you, ma'am, sir.
Shit, that's just the way it works.
Clarence Ruckus. I mean, not Clarence Ruckus. Clarence Thomas, sir. Before we get off this air, you may or may not hear this, but I'm gonna pray for you. I'm gonna pray for you that you will find something within yourself. So first of all, apologize to Katanji, because you and her do not need to be going back and forth, and you are the only two blacks in one of the highest courts in this land.
The highest court in the land.
Right. Well, it is the highest court. You're right. The highest court in the land. Secondly, you look so foolish right now to people who helped get you where you are. and all you can say is, it's not really that bad.
Now, he'll be all right.
It's just like, you get in there, you do what you need to do, but you just admitted you was a benefactor of affirmative action.
Of course.
So now you done changed your whole rhetoric.
Oh, he didn't
which
change
make you look like
an ass.
A complete sellout.
Yeah, a complete fool.
A sellout. You're a coon.
Well, we know that. Yeah.
And third, I hope when this billionaire, I forget his name. I remember I used to work with him. Did some work with him. Now I forgot. Oh God, it's on the tip of my time. Remember, but the big guy down here in Texas, who they trying to take to court, trying to figure out how he did and how he got affiliated with some stuff with government agency, and he brought up your name. I hope you don't lose your job, sir. And I hope your wife stay with you, sir. And I hope somewhere along the line that you will come within yourself to realize I should have been saying something all along.
Mm-hmm.
And not just sitting there with your little robe on, with your little glasses on, looking like a buffoon.
Yeah, come on now. Say it again.
We help you get in office. Hell, Sonia Sotomayor was like, she don't even understand how you got the position. And some of those other justices, they be like, Clarence gonna be Clarence. So even to them, you looking like an ass.
Yep.
Oh, them chicks must be good.
Them butter biscuits too.
Them chicks
but anyway.
But go on, sir. You have a good night. Hopefully nothing will backlash on you, but you need prayer, and I'm gonna pray for you.
Oh yeah, we all are. But
thank you for a good show topic, though.
Hey man, you know what? I knew this was going to be a long show. I knew it was because we could go on for another 2 hours about this very same subject if you wanted to.
Because we both benefited from it.
No doubt.
We know somebody who benefited from it.
Several people.
We saw the good and the bad of it,
yes.
And now we just worrying about the outcome of it.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. So, anyway, good show, baby.
Tell a friend. Tell a friend.
Subscribe.
You
gotta, subscribe to the channel.
Notification button when we're on
no
live.
doubt. Yeah, do all that stuff.
All the information on the screen, please utilize it at your convenience.
Yeah, melanated@yahoo.com. Give us a subject, man. If we can't come up with anything, because we always come up with something.
Hell yeah.
So, there's always something to talk about. So, anyway, I'm Reggio.
And I am Mimi the Lady.
We out.
Bye.